When he was a player, critics said he couldn't run, couldn't mark, couldn't kick, but he had rat cunning.
Oh, look at that!
And the back pocket plumber was as ruthless as any man that ever pulled on a boot. Now, after 27 years as coach, he's reached his use-by date. The board has decided his coaching days are done. But if anyone can make something out of not much, it's the conjurer who has mischievously plucked Martians out of space and marshmallows from the crowd. Today, Kevin Sheedy's Essendon face Adelaide in a must-win game for both clubs' finals aspirations. It's a bizarre situation he finds himself in. Just the environment in which the inimitable Sheedy is at his most inventive and most dangerous.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Telstra Dome. This is a special Sunday afternoon. The Bombers against the Crows, both playing for their seasons in 2007. Both have to win, you reckon, today to be a chance of playing finals footy. But so much of today is about Kevin Sheedy. 27 long years at the Bombers, and now in his last 2 months as the coach of the Essendon Football Club. And he's with a three-time premiership player, Tim Watson.
Kevin, thanks for joining us. It's been an unusual week. Have you been able to concentrate on footy in amongst all that?
Well, you have to. Obviously, it's a different week, but, you know, with all that's going on and that, probably in the end I wanted... You get Dennis Pagan off the front page. You get on every page yourself. And then Omar Sharif saves me. Premier Victoria. So he's a good-looking Premier, wasn't he? Very good.
What can we expect from the Bombers today? I mean, you win and you're in the finals. I mean, is that part of... Or you're not in the finals, but you're in the 8. Is that part of the message today to the players?
Oh, absolutely. We've got a great opportunity to win this game, and we get to 9 wins. They'll be tough to beat. They're a pretty good side, this mob, and I mean, most people had them up there in the top, 2 or 3 or 4 teams in their competition, and they've had a few injuries, and like we have, and we're hanging there at 8 wins each, and, I mean, really, if anything, this is a July grand final for both teams.
Congratulations, too, on the way you handled yourself during the week, too, Kevin.
I was taught by the 7 that were.
Thanks, Kevin Sheedy there. Rick Olenshaw's now with the Adelaide coach,
working for you guys.
Neil Craig.
Well, Neil, the stakes are high today. You have a win, you're back in the 8, but a loss could see you slip down to 12th.
Yeah, well, it's a huge game for both clubs, Rick, so we certainly understand that, and I'm sure Essendon do as well. So, put that together with Kevin's situation, and promises to be a pretty exciting day for full fans, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's been an emotional week down there at Essendon. Has that been a factor you can consider in your preparation?
Oh, no, not really. I mean, we can't control that, but what we do know is what to expect in those sort of situations, and we understand why it would be an emotion. The guy's been at a football club for 27 years, and his influence and impact, not only at Essendon, but on the game of AFL.
Sunday football, and the Adelaide Crows onto the Dome. They've lost their last 2 games. They're looking very shaky, I've got to say. A loss today, and they're above only Fremantle, Carlton, Melbourne and Richmond. A couple of first gamers out there, Nick Gill and Bryce Campbell. Good luck to them. And the Bombers, a remarkable week. It's the end game now for Kevin Sheedy, but the Bombers are 8 and 8, and still a chance, you've got to say, to make those finals. Bad news, Dustin Fletcher is out of their team. The Bombers, the Sunday football. David Schwartz is with me, and Dave, taking a look at these 2 sides, both losing a lot of games lately. The Bombers have lost their last 3, the Crows their last 2. What do you expect today?
Well, on the back of what's happened with Kevin Sheedy, you'd expect the Bombers to come out firing. You'd expect them to be giving 100% right from the start. So a pretty fast start to the match. For the Crows, well, they'll be standing up and they'll be ready for the onslaught. McLeod, well, he drives off the half-back line. Expect him to be setting the play up. Edwards, well, he's in the middle of the ground, and you know that he's going to get a heavy tag because he's such a ball magnet. And Scotty Thompson, well, we know how good he is too. They all rack up big numbers, and his class with the footy can't be underestimated.
Former Demon.
Yes.
How did he get away?
Oh, he wanted to go home, unfortunately. No. That's part of footy. For the Bombers, Mel Michael, well, he's starting down back, and without Fletcher in the side, as you said, Dennis, his job will become all that more important. The big spoiler he is. McPhee, I want to see a lot more run off the half-back line from him. He's a playmaker. He sets it up. We don't see him take them on often enough. And Peverill, I was mentioning those 3 players before. I'm sure he'll get 1, if not all 3, throughout the afternoon today.
Having a great season too, averaging something like 25 possessions a game. And what about this young man from Peel Thunder in Western Australia? The raps are huge.
Oh, I love him. And just watch how big he can take a mark. He is outstanding.
Scott Gumbleton ready for Sunday football. It's coming up. It's Essendon and Adelaide at the Dome.
And ahead it is.
So Goodwin wins the toss, and the Crows to kick to the Lockett end, the left of screen, the roof open. What a day it is. 3 debutants and 1 great figure under Kevin Sheedy not playing today. We go down to Ricky Olorenshaw. No Dustin Fletcher, Rick.
Yeah, big loss to the Essendon side with no Dustin Fletcher. He copped a knock to the tendon in his knee last week. He's also been carrying a groin injury, so having a week off gives him a chance to get over that. And interestingly on that, the last 18 times that Essendon have played without Fletcher, they've only won 3 of them, so it is a massive loss to them. But we will see a new face save for Essendon in Scott Gumbleton, who was a number 2 pick last year's draft. The last time Essendon had such a high pick was way back in 1996, when they picked up Chris Heffernan with a number 2 pick. And also some new gamers for the Adelaide Crows. Bryce Gamble, he's a left footer, originally from Wagga Wagga. And they've also got Nick Gill, who's had stints at Melbourne and the Kangaroos. And today he'll play his first game. Loves taking his spanking, so watch out for him. Good luck for those 3 boys.
Good crowd in attendance. And we're underway. Umpire Allen. The opening bounce and a good one too. On the way down, Hill directed it down. Peverill dug it out. Dyson, the look-away hand pass. Winderlick goes down towards half forward. Too tall for Gumbleton. And that's saying a bit. McLeod slips a hand pass away. Matner goes with a right boot. Welsh in best position. Hand to it. Has paid the mark. The umpires this afternoon, Donlan, Allen and Wen.
Well, he's probably a little bit fortunate with that one. Didn't look like there was much in it, but Welsh has got it.
Welsh, the short one inside the 50. Burton comes to it. Props short of the ball. Slattery kept going. Well played. Runs it up towards left half back.
And then kicks over the centre line. Welsh, good mark. He had a terrific game in round 1 when the Bombers were successful against the Crows. McPhee at his bootstraps, and then on the left to fall forward. Lloyd works Stevens underneath him pretty well. And then in the pocket, he's on the wrong side for the moment. Lloyd's toe poke okay. Stevens runs across in front of him. Lloyd still there, little left footed by Peverill, a goal from nowhere. Extraordinary goal by Peverill, the first of the match.
2 things that have come out of that is the Bombers, they're prepared to get the ball moving. There's no doubt that they've looked at the tapes throughout the week and said, right, we need to move it on. All the sides that have beaten Adelaide have moved the footy and moved it quickly. And Peverill, he should take after Cameron Ling, kicking goals as a tagger.
Remarkable start. Peverill recently turned 28. Unfashionable, but so good for the Bombers. Back in the middle. Hudson this time. Backhands it down. Goodwin kicks inside the forward 50. Floats. Burton was up. Had it knocked away. Thompson a half chance. Michael on his knees. McPhee needs to be careful. Edwards smothered. Peverill once more into the congestion. We've got a whistle. And a free kick is going to a Bomber. It's Slattery, who started well, just chips it out wide. The late inclusion, Kepler Bradley, perhaps playing for his career this afternoon. Ball comes out wide from McPhee and bounces out of bounds. The umpires, I mentioned them before. Brett Allen, 7 grand finals, including the last 5. Impressive.
It's a good stat, all right. Watson tries to push forward. And nothing happening.
We see with the Bombers that first goal when they went forward, Bruce, they are so adamant on getting the ball going forward. Even Bradley just before when he got the ball, instincts, get it moving. Can't let the Adelaide Crows zone up in the middle of the ground because you play right into their hands if that occurs.
Hill and Hudson in his 50th, by the way, at 28 years of age. That's some story. Peverill was really good there, but gave up the handball. Gill put the pressure on. Welsh to Edwards to fall forward. Now, Slattery's had a good start on Burton. He's won the first 2. Burton after it. The Birdman's handball misses the target. Matner rather gets around. Van Berlo, clever. Spotted up Tawney. Should goal. 35 metres out. The drop punt. It's all square at the Dome.
it's mean Perry's had to go back.
Hill has to wait, got it on the way down. Watson's hand pass comes back to Peverill, getting amongst it, plenty of touches, not always good. Hill comes out wide, McPhee's kicks a shocker, his second poor kick. Winderlick confronted by Doughty. Watson does well, carries the leader and the man following him up, and bounces just wide.
I reckon Essendon through Kevin Sheedy have had a win early on. John Cock's been taken back to the goal square by Ramanauskas. They realise how important his run is to their side.
Back to Edwards, who's got some space here. A third bounce, he'll go a fourth. He may go a fifth, he does. And then the handball wide is okay. Now Matner, a left footer, goes for goal. McGregor, Gill. Oh, there's a start. He's waited a while. He's 25 short. He hasn't played AFL. What a start.
Well, he was at Melbourne for a while, Bruce, and the young man can take a leap. We mentioned Newton. Well, this kid can do exactly that. He's put on a lot of size, and that was his strength. Got front position, wanted the footy, eyes for it only.
Can he top it off with a goal?
Oh.
He's coming back, but he's missed it. Well, he'll remember the mark, Dennis.
He will. It turned into a good air day.
He just battles with kicking, though, Bruce.
After the ball, he's brought it down the other side. That would be daunting as a half-back. See Perry and Edwards running towards you.
We are playing at the Dome, Dennis.
Like it. Johnson. Now, some indecision. Watson generally uses it well, no exception. Slattery liked his start.
Well, this is where the Crows are very good. They've set the wall up a long half forward. They've pushed all their players up the ground. And Essendon may have a bit of trouble getting it out here.
Michael to McPhee. McPhee.
That's better.
Winderlick ran hard, created, comes away from half-back. Entertaining start, this one. Hill in the shadows. Gumbleton is breaking. Will he get his first kick? Pitches in front of him. Tracks it towards the boundary. He's out when he kicked it. So he can't count that.
That sort of situation there, Dennis, is really where they're going to miss Fletcher. They're on the half-back line. That penetrating kick of 60 or 70 metres just clears all the trouble and all the traffic.
He and McLeod have actually played similar roles, haven't they, despite the fact they're very different in stature. Van Berlo tries to rush it forward. Watson very good early. Hands were good to McPhee. McPhee to the pocket. Lloyd not quite. Stevens with him. Hill doing the roving, runs it over the line.
Good signs though for Essendon when they've gone inside. Lloyd has had plenty of space to lead into. The kicks haven't quite hit the target. They look sharp, Essendon. They look like they're on their game.
Boundary throw in. 7 points apiece. And the stakes very high this afternoon. Hill. Dyson left it behind. Thompson to Goodwin. Kicks it back towards the wing. Will it stay in? Awkward bounce for McPhee. Runs away from him like an obedient dog for the Crows. Out of bounds. Joe Watson. 5 disposals. Last 7 minutes. What's new? Runner-up in the best and fairest last season. Didn't get a Brownlow,
good
though.
tap work.
Wonderful. Hill, Winderlick, McPhee getting some separation down there. Lloyd. It happened too quickly for Stevens.
Well, I reckon the coach's box for the Bombers would be just delighted with that set bit of play. So orthodox. They just got it down. And the handball at the back. That is a wonderful set play of football.
Very overcast day, but just for the moment. In the words of Smokey Robinson, we've got sunshine on a cloudy day, although begrudging faint sunshine as Lloyd comes in and kicks the goal.
So Lloyd with a goal. 807 of them under Kevin Sheedy, and McPhee's taken the ball inside 50 on 3 occasions with his 6 kicks so far. So Marriage in the ruck. Hudson coming off. Free kick to the Crows, I think, for holding.
Right out 5 metres.
And Thompson takes it out wide to Riley. It wasn't a great kick, but he just fended off McPhee a bit too easily, and then goes to the 50. It was for Welsh. It was just over the top. Mal Michael, Bradley, Mark Johnson was clever. Ryder kept his head. Oh, Dyson's gone. Gill has done a second, in fact, a third very good thing. He put the tackle on Peverill, he took a screamer, and he's done another very good tackle there.
That was a wonderful tackle. He's done some really hard stuff. Just see if he has improved. Have a look at this for a knee right in the solar plexus. Welcome onto the ground.
For Marich now, Gill 50 metres out. He struck that a lot better, but it's going to be a behind. So his first 2 kicks in AFL, a couple of points. But I reckon right now he'd be feeling all right about himself. Here's McPhee.
Yes, he's made a nice start. McPhee comes back towards the middle. Little 1-2, Stanton back to McPhee. Sold Watson into trouble, who thought his way through it brilliantly. McPhee back to Stanton towards the wing. Welsh knocked it away from Massey. Goodwin gave it to McLeod. Penetrating kick deep towards full forward. Johnson goes back. Hands in the back against Michael, I think.
2 hands, mate. Go there.
Well, they had the numbers 2 there, the Bombers.
Right there, Ken.
Didn't need to do it. Just got front position. Hands. Oh, no. That's where this rule doesn't work, Dennis. He hasn't pushed, he's just placed the hands.
Well, Mal is still coming to terms with the new rule, or the interpretation of what's been a rule since we started.
If he gets front position, no one can beat him.
Here's McGregor. 20 metres out, should kick it, does kick it.
Scorer this year. So the Crows put their nose in front in a very interesting opening to this match. If you win today, you're 8th, and if you lose, you'll be 12th. That's how big it is. Good mark taken by Bock.
Could be a good contest that here this afternoon.
Crows have got 3 or 4 that can play forward or back, and they've added Perry to that list today. Stevens, McGregor, a couple of others can either be key forwards or defenders. Knights to Bock.
This is where they've stopped their run, though. McLeod's only had the 1 touch. John Cock hasn't touched it yet. And there's no doubt the Essendon hierarchy would have realised that that was the key to stopping the Crows.
Well, Welsh did the job on Bassett at the start of the year, where he played as a defending forward, and it worked. Bock inside the 50, Michael and McGregor now outside the 50. Gill again to Massey. Mark Johnson in the back.
Johnson 3. No, stay there. All right, let him up, let him know, let him go. Wow.
And then Mark Johnson to Lucas.
Lucas, short one to midfield. Ramanauskas.
No one out forward, though.
Watson's been terrific. Now Hill inside the centre square. That's a clever kick. Used the rear vision mirror there. Went to Peverill to the pocket. McVeigh tracks it. Can't get there. Let's go back to that last goal. Watch this again. Johnson coming back. Michael is in front. And for some strange reason, chooses to go behind. Needed to be in front anyway to protect Johnson.
Yeah, no doubt.
So the crowd booing, but really Michael making a couple of mistakes. And a ball up in the pocket. Fair enough. You mightn't like the interpretation. That's another argument altogether.
But that was only as a result of him not doing what he should have done in the first place.
Hudson sitting down. Hand pass comes across to Stanton, who pulls it back towards the middle. A hand pass came from Watson. Bock, nicely worked. On the overlap, Stevens, shy of the wing. This is a strange story. Gill, the journeyman, has started brilliantly. Gumbleton, the high draft choice, yet to get a touch. Footy's a funny game. Massey doesn't think it's funny. He was taken down brilliantly by Nash. Robert Murray. The short one was effective. Peverill releases Welsh. 55 metres out. Beautiful kick. Wonderful kick. Only one man, number 18, could get that one.
Wonderful, wonderful ball going in. He did enough to hold to give Lloyd to make the 2 or 3, but this is why it's up that end of the ground. That's just a great tackle. A wonderful tackle. This is where he held it. He could have kicked it. He didn't go to the first lead, and he waited and he waited. Smart football going inside 50.
Matthew Lloyd, 45 goals in 14 games against Adelaide. He'll kick from 30. Should be a formality. It is.
Hill with that backhander. So Lloyd with a couple early. McVeigh inside the 50 again. John Cock and Ramanauskas, and then Perry. Ramanauskas cut off the handball and a boundary throw in. Lloyd and Lucas have now kicked 41 goals each in their 14 matches together they've played this year. Look at Sheedy's record. It's a beauty, isn't it? 80% against the non-Victorian clubs in Melbourne over a long, long stretch. Nash, good-looking kick. Lucas was outnumbered in the end. Stevens and Bock getting back over the line for a behind.
Well, they're looking dangerous too at the stoppages. Edwards is off the ground, and their prime movers just aren't getting their hands on the footy enough at the moment for the Crows.
Nash is coming along very nicely every time we see him.
Yep.
This is John Cobb.
And it's the stuff when he hasn't got the footy, Dennis,
That's
which
right.
is most impressive.
That tackle moments ago.
Yep.
As the sun gets stronger, out of the back pocket, Bock. The body English on that as the ball was on its way to Knights. It got there okay. He swings it wide. Now this is the youngster Campbell making his debut. A late pick in the draft. Running it down towards half forward. Kicks inside the 50. McGregor in best position. Well, no. Michael judged it best in flight. Took the mark. Lays it off Pepperell. To the other side, McVeigh. Winderlick is working hard. He's got some clearance. Winderlick. Well, he's too short now, so McVeigh pulls it back. Gumbleton gets to it. Awkward half volley. Couldn't control it. Perry. Good tackle, Gumbleton. Advantage is paid. Nash once more. Spots a loose man. Winderlick has run on. Goes inside the 50. Sideways kick almost. It wasn't an easy one to mark. Lloyd still keeps it alive in the pocket. Still Lloyd out of bounds.
Gee, another good tackle there too that almost created another goal. Here it is. They're away here. They are away, and what a tackle by a very young man just learning the game in Gumbleton.
We saw 3 first gamers Friday night. We've got 3 today as well. Johnson can't get through.
Immediately, no prior.
It's good when first gamers come out this time of the year. Gives you a little bit of hope going into the next season. I suggest that this Gumbleton will be around for a long, long time.
And the good thing about today, Ox, is that both these clubs have got their eye on this season. Stevens to Thompson, deep in the pocket. This has to be accurate, and it was. It was a good kick to Bock. Bock could be a sensational centre-half back. He's been played forward, but I reckon he's a more natural defender.
Could he be? Could they pinch him in the middle of the ground also?
You're thinking Chad Corns, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, Gill almost again. And then a high tackle on Campbell. Well, Gill's got a bit of the Burtons about him, hasn't he?
He's very special, and Dennis, you'll like him for many other reasons too, which I'll go through in a moment.
Now the tackle was okay. So Hudson and Hill at it. Hill doing well early. Hudson gets it out.
Magna left it behind. Knights ran into a dead end. Stolen away by Nash. The boy from Central District kicks inside the forward 50 yet again. I thought Lloyd was being held on to. Looks back at the umpire. They have a debate. He soccers off the ground after going and getting the footy and hits the behind post. Lloyd didn't like that.
Well, he had a handful of jumpers, so he shouldn't like it. Here it is.
Umpires don't like this, though. Oh, fire that one away, umpy. Boundary throw in. In front, Hill, reaching over the top, Hutto. Got the hand pass away. Thompson upended. Incorrect disposal. Free kick going to the Bombers directly in front.
But Essendon's tackling this afternoon, it is just outstanding. They've obviously worked on it over the week, but gee, they're ferocious every time. They've already had 10-5 in the first quarter, and the pressure now becomes perceived pressure on the Adelaide Crows, that every time they get it, they're thinking, oh, hang on, I'm going to be nailed here.
See, that was cosmic payback. Lloyd's applied the tackle. He's got the free directly in front. That's the way it works.
Well, deserved it, didn't he, Dennis?
Yeah. So he's going at his second goal right here. In fact,
third.
And he pops it through.
Famous Bomber sitting on and watching James Hird.
Mel Michael now gone to Nick Gill. Kepler Bradley had that job, but he's been taken off him.
And the Crows have got Hudson in the ruck and Marich forward, so they're playing their 2 big guys on the ground at the same time. Stanton to Lovett. Murray gets rid of Tawney and then gets rid of Thompson and then goes with a beauty to Lloyd. How good was that?
They're inspired. I thought the drop mark was actually going to be his downfall here, but he had the composure and broke the tackle. But more importantly, more space for Matthew Lloyd to lead into.
Oh, for Ben Rutten, Nathan Bassett. No Rutten, no Bassett. They're hard to chop off anyway, but this is where the Crows are vulnerable, aren't they? They've had their two great defenders, two All-Australians over the last 2 years.
Yep.
One in 05 and 106. Now Lloyd for a fourth first quarter goal. It's a good kick. The captain has kicked 4 in the big week of the coach.
You mentioned the two defenders that are out, Bruce. I don't think that's a problem here for the Crows at the moment. It's the blokes in the middle of the ground not getting their hands on the footy often enough to stop the ball going in. And it's the quality of football going into Essendon's forward line, which you can't stop. It wouldn't matter if Rutten and Bassett were there. I don't think they'd be able to even stop that. It's the blokes around the middle of the ground, Thompson, Goodwin, that aren't getting their hands on the footy often enough.
Great start by that man and his team, Ricky Olorenshaw.
The Adelaide Crows bench is down to 3 with Ken McGregor. Had a chat to the doctor out on the ground, ran straight off and into the room. So not exactly sure what it is at the moment. So they're about to put Marriage forward.
Now the ruckman touched the ball. Stanton out of the middle, hurried kick, comes out wide. Now, don't know what happened there, but Slattery is metres in the clear, goes inside the forward 50. Can he make it 5? He's lurking. Ball loose at the back, out of mid-air. Ramanauskas.
They better be careful here, the Crows, or the game may be over before it began. It's out of the centre again. Just playing in spot footy. Really good work there by Matthew Lloyd to let the ball come over the top. Scotty Lucas was running onto it. I think he thought that he had this goal well and truly, but Rammer, he's done a wonderful job on John Cock, keeping him out of the play, causing a few problems, their forward line.
Well, Kevin Sheedy said during the week that he thought Ramanauskas was just about the best thing that's happened to him at the club in 27 years. Isn't it interesting? Peverill has kicked a goal who he stuck with off the rookie list. Ramanauskas and his star in Lloyd.
Yep.
Symbolic. Crows haven't touched the ball in the last 3 goals, which Essendon got in 7 kicks as they go forward again. Lucas manhandled there. Thompson can't get the ball up. He does now, but he gets it to Lucas, and then Lucas in board to Nash, who's been very good. That not so. And Burton, who's had to go back because the Crows are in damage control right now. They've been fast starters. They've won 12 opening quarters this year, and they've been blown away by the Bombers in the opening term.
Well, Goodwin's sitting on the bench, so is Massey, and so is Van Berlo. So, gee, one number down already, the Crows.
And they just said not getting anything much from Goodwin or McLeod or John Cock or Edwards. They're playmakers.
Well, normally they're brilliant off the half-back line, and really they've gone wide on every thrust.
Gee, even that kick from Dowdy. Now Lucas.
Lucas got there quickly, closed down Bok. They lack the numbers, though, inside 50, the Bombers, and Edwards drifting back takes the mark.
Really poor kick there. They had Stanton free. He just didn't spot him up, or he miskicked it, but a goal went begging.
Knights to Burton. Interesting situation with Scott Lucas. Massey is on for the kick along the boundary. Well, he splits the difference. Laycock comes across, takes the mark. Terrible by Burton. Laycock's kick.
Gee.
Right up there, too. On a scale of 1 to 10, that was a flawed 2. Here's Edwards. Short. Now Stevens has got it.
I don't know what you're talking about Cosmic before, Dennis, but something's happened because about 6 of the last 10 kicks have missed the target.
Here's McLeod just talking about Scott Lucas's role. I mean, having a wonderful season. Gumbleton comes in, and Lucas hasn't been spotted much in the opening term, so he's being asked to adjust. Gill again.
He's been good, hasn't he?
Yes, he's taken to this like fish to water. As he kicks it out wide, and the mark is taken by Welsh.
Got a good record at Telstra Dome, Welsh. Massey. Hudson's worked hard. He's going to play on here, Hudson, and from the pocket misses. Well, once he was committed, he had to deliver.
He looked casual too, didn't it?
Well, Adelaide haven't had a shot for a while. They've missed a couple of easy ones. Gills early on. Now Johnson back to Winderlick. So Adelaide desperate for a late goal. McPhee, who was terrific early. He missed a couple of targets, admittedly, but you can see what he's doing here. He's saying, slow it up, slow it up. We're late in the quarter. Sitting on 4 goals, Lucas.
McPhee's a real confidence player too. He missed his first couple, but then he was able to hit Lloyd with left foot, and I reckon that would have done him so much good, knowing that he can actually do it.
Well, they've had some terrific players in this opening term. Nash and McPhee and Watson, 3 of them, and Lloyd, obviously.
To the wing, look at that pack. When he were up, Dowdy got the hand pass away. Goodwin over the top. John Cock to the run now. Thompson, who wants people to come at him, goes towards the pocket. Eventually, and the mark is taken down there strongly by Marriage.
A bit of a mismatch there. Jason Johnson on Marriage. Big. Just watching. Sorry, Mark Johnson, I should say. I was watching Jason Johnson yesterday for the Bendigo Bombers. Rack up another 40 possessions, but just too big. Got the ball in quick, pretty hard to stop.
Huge kick, this one. He's perfect from set shots this season and remains so.
Got no power through the legs. If you get a closer look at him a little bit later, you'll probably notice it.
Remember that McGregor's off the ground for the Crows, went down into the rooms. So clearances from the centre, 7-2 in favour of that man's team, the Bombers. Adelaide's first game in Melbourne, by the way, was at Windy Hill in '91. The Crows, first time they came to Victoria against Sheeds. He was well into his career by that stage, wasn't he? Stanton forward, Lloyd and Tawny. Lloyd too high.
Just jumped in the air, didn't he? He had to hold his feet and hit him. He was just kind of got up there, and that was the downfall. But gee, Tawny's got a strong body. Stood up in it.
Sets John Cock up, and then John Cock wide to Edwards. Edwards at half-back. Important kick here now. Gill's running hard for him. Goodwin's short if he wants him. He's going to go down the line. Now, neither Welsh or Gill were really there. Welsh keeps it in, not quite out of bounds. Right half-forward, Crows in attack.
I think the Crows should try and isolate Nick Gill and Mel Michael. Got a little bit too much speed for him. And if he's able to lead up on the footy, I reckon he might be able to catch Mel Michael out. 55 seconds to play in the opening term. Hudson flicks it down. Well, Thompson lurking behind the pack, gives it off. Tawny under pressure, kicks inside the forward 50. Gill was there with Michael. Burton slung like a sack of spuds, knocked back towards the line. Well, he tried to. Ryder off the ground. It's a goal, I think, to Welsh. Welsh arriving quickly. Just throwing his boot at that one and getting...
Here at the Dome, a kick 26 goals. That is over 5 a game, often with the roof over the top. But I reckon Adelaide right now would be pretty happy with the way they've been able to get back to 2 goals. And they're inside 50, and Bradley's handball hasn't quite reached the target. And then Thompson back. Here's a chance. Goodwin off one step to the goal square. Burton and Slattery. Burton kicks another one. They're coming late and fast.
They need a little swing.
The boot.
Scotty Lucas gone down back just for the last minute.
5 points the difference. Gee, this has happened quickly. Laycock straight up in the air. It's almost quarter time. Knights kicks inside the 50 after the hand pass from Welsh, and it's quarter time that I think comes at a good time for the Bombers. In control, and suddenly all their good work virtually going out the window. There's the coach. You'd have the filling of the vapors right now. At the Dome. Check that scoreline. It's Essendon 6-6, Adelaide 5-3.
Kevin Sheedy.
In the last 4 minutes of the opening term to close the gap, 38-33. Tim Watson, what did Neil Craig try to do after Matthew Lloyd's 4th goal?
Well, what he tried to do was he tried to send Burton down into defence, and Slattery, who picked up Burton in the forward line, went with him. This is what happened when they first went to defence. Slattery moved up the ground. Essendon get the break. Burton's trailing him into the contest. Slattery then kicks the ball long, and we'll see Ramanaskas score a goal off the ground. Now, the next time Burton gets himself in the right position and he cuts off the Matthew Lloyd lead, and that's what they were attempting to do.
So good move for Craig there. Ricky, are they playing one man short? What's Ken McGregor's status?
Yeah, Ken McGregor copped a knock to the head in that first quarter. He called the doctor out, spoke to him and complained of blurred vision. So he ran down the race, spent the rest of the quarter in the rooms with the doctor, but did come out at quarter time, joined his teammates, listened to Neil Craig's address, and he's going to start up forward, so he will play and he's okay.
Thanks for that, Rick. Now, Dennis, you're good with world record hitting the post. What about soccer off the ground for goals? We've had 3 so far in the match.
Yes, a couple coming late there for Adelaide. You saw Welsh. And that last one, who was that got the last one?
Burton.
Burton, that right.
Got a big change already from the Crows too. McLeod into the middle.
Ramanowska soccer one as well for the Bombers. That's in the past. Quarter time. Both these clubs looking to the future. Today's loser above only Fremantle, Carlton, Melbourne and Richmond. Scary place to be. And they're playing accordingly. Terrific opening term at the Dome. Rucks go at it. Hill very conscious of Hudson. Hudson found it on the way down. Out of the middle, Knights goes towards half forward. In front, Thompson tried to burn off Johnson. Didn't succeed. Edwards, the look away hand pass. Knights feeding it back around the outer side. Matner's kick is good. And Thompson runs on to take the mark just inside the boundary. Sees McLeod, misses him completely. Ryder, Dyson, Peverill. Peverill's kick a beauty to the wing and Hill in the shadows. Hill looks towards half forward, checks the kick. Peverill, well, in fact, it was Winderlich who got there first, then left it behind. He's getting a free kick. He showed some courage, Winderlich, just coming across on the angle. Just pops it 15 metres. McVeigh has it about 70 metres from goal.
They're going to have to switch it round here because they've got all their numbers back, the Crows.
McVeigh to Dyson. Dyson offers step down towards full forward. Not his best effort. Didn't walk. Massey gets back, takes it.
Uses Bock and then Bock to Knights. He just missed him, but it sits for him okay. Knights has got a couple of chances down the wing. Tawney's pretty good overhead. Goodwin just slipped and then an awkward kick. Matner needs the bounce and he can't break the tackle. It was a beauty. Ball coming out. The Ryder tackle was a good one. And now Peverill to get it. From Watson to Johnson. That's Mark Johnson to centre half forward. Lucas was an awkward kick for him. Lloyd's handball okay. Back coming to Johnson from Welsh. And Johnson's going to kick a goal. It got the right bounce. It's one of those days, I reckon.
Which had become very fragile by quarter time after the Bombers had dominated the opening term, giving virtually all of it back in the last 4 minutes. Nash does well to McVeigh, who goes with a right boot, chopped off by McLeod. Thompson moves for him, goes in that direction, cleared Thompson. He may get the crumb. Peverill tackled by Thompson, tried to back out of the pack. Knights under extreme pressure. Michael got him. No prior opportunity.
Another wonderful tackle by a Bomber, but they're just very sharp in and around. Well, they had prior opportunity.
I heard the umpire say no prior opportunity. Hudson knocked it down. Well worked out of the pack. That was Watson diving in. Gave it to McVeigh, and this is Gumbleton.
He's quick.
Gumbleton spotted a man, meters in the clear. Winderlich to McVeigh. Can he get past the despairing lunge of Tawney? Can, but the kick wasn't good. It may have been he didn't know he had so much time. Matner took it, lays it off. McLeod comes back to the wing. End-to-end stuff. This is Tawney, feeds it forward, and why not? The sure boot of Goodwin. Tawney runs again. Goodwin decides to use him again. 60 metres out. Sets it up for McGregor. This son a problem. McGregor finds it on the ground and snaps a goal.
So goal for goal in this second term. Watson's been outstanding. Gee, that's good play. McVeigh, well done. Edwards to Riley, good take. And then Riley to McLeod, who's starting to become influential. A 7th disposal. Bock tucks it under the arm and takes him on with a bounce. And then finds some space and goes bang to McGregor. Not quite. Gill to try and do the roving. Peverill to Watson to Michael. back to Bradley, and then Bradley out wide to Lucas. Just his third game for this season, Bradley. The other two against the Crows and on Anzac Day. Missed the target, Lucas. Well done, Nash. He's a beauty, isn't he?
So he's going to win a lot of supporters out here this afternoon if he keeps up efforts like that. I think that's his third tackle already, and all of them have been in crucial parts that if he hadn't made the tackle, the Crows are away.
His father and uncle, Michael and John Nash, really talented sports people in South Australia. They'd be beaming right now.
Tony to Bock. John Cock. Matner. Thompson. Got through. Shrugs a tackle, kicks towards the 50. Burton's got it. Doughty runs on. Well, the idea was to go to Doughty. Slattery from Westies is doing a pretty good job, and now he's held without it. He'll get the free kick. Slattery playing one of his best games for the club so far. Yeah, Nash was terrific on the outer side. That was like tagging a base runner as we've got Slattery just pushing up the ground. Little chip towards half forward. Lucas looks towards the 50, and Lloyd, out he comes. The skipper doing all he can. The margin less than a goal. Welsh, 4 goals in the opening term to Matthew Lloyd. Welsh from 70 metres out goes long down towards full forward. McVeigh in from the side, slapping it back towards the goals. There was Tawney, still a live ball. Gumbleton tried to feed it back to Hill, standing his ground. Goodwin, Riley, quick hands away. McLeod, nicely worked. Stevens comes towards the wing, letting it bounce. Doughty, could be a mistake. Doughty did okay tonight. Back to Doughty.
Good pressure, though.
Yes, Watson bouncing around as if he were in a training drill, forces them to go backwards. Knights kick not good, leaving it behind Matner. Knights gets back to assist. Bock. Gee whiz. Eventually, Tawney. Talk about labour intensive. Here's Perry.
Gee whiz today. Fuddy-duddy last week, Dennis.
Golly.
John Cock. Love it. McLeod. First bounce. And then McLeod, beautiful kick to Burton. Gee, McLeod's becoming influential, isn't he, at half-back in the back pocket. The Birdman loads up and rides it home. He's got 2. The Crows are in front. Wow.
Adelaide by a point. Working overtime at one end and suddenly storming up the ground for the match-leading goal. How about that? Like a cork in the ocean. Goodwin gave it to Knights. Then Burlow comes out wide, stretching. The mark is taken by Burton.
Thought he looked a bit prompt in the first quarter, but he's come back into it in the second. He's been very good. McGregor's vision's fine.
Along the line to this man, McGregor. He's about 80 metres from goal. Gill is lively and causing Michael a few headaches down there simply with his agility and athleticism. This is Thompson. His centering kick is a beauty. And Burton, like Ashley Mallett in the gully, diving away to his right-hand side.
Well, that's the only matchup at the moment that is really causing a lot of concern for the Bombers. McPhee might have to end up getting that job.
Just looking at the disposals in this term, Knights has already had 8, McLeod 5. Mind you, Knights, a couple of errant hand passes got him in the business of collecting possessions about 3 or 4 minutes ago as he tried to get them out of a tough situation. One hit helped create. Burton puts it through. Burton can't keep him down.
And 3 of them came late in the first quarter. So now it's the Bombers' turn to get a little worried after blowing a big early lead, and they've done that 3 times this year already. Edwards held up. Watson's been outstanding. McVeigh, clever enough to Stanton. Gee, I reckon he's gone. So McLeod back to Thompson. And that was not a good result for Adelaide after all of that. Stanton winning it back, and then McPhee, who was so important in the first term, again inside the 50. Monfries in the pocket.
He's creative, Monfries too.
Started interchange. Monfries goes to the front of the square. At the back, Perry. John Cock. No one down for the Bombers, and then John Cock, well, he wants it to stay in because there are Crows everywhere. Can Goodwin keep it in? Nah, it's out. Oh. I think Goodwin was so tired that he didn't mind too much in the end.
And I don't think he was aware of what he had around him, but 3 teammates. So I don't think there was enough talk there.
This game has been played at a cracking pace, isn't it? There'll be some tired players at half-time.
Just watching Tyson Edwards run back, he looks out of breath too.
Marriage knocks it down in front. Peverill, McVeigh looks inside the forward 50, and Lloyd, who's already got 4, will line up from 20 metres.
A couple of times they've gone inside now, the Bombers, and they've just held it up. They've just held from kicking it instinctively. Just there. It only takes 1 second or a couple of steps, and it gives the forward leading at you so much more time to get that front position. Can't stop that.
Matthew Lloyd. Kevin Sheedy took over from Barry Davis in 1981. His captain's been terrific today. His captain back then was Simon Madden. The number 5 to equal his best of the season early in the second term. He's got it.
It out to get him back out there.
He's missed 5 games prior to today this year with injuries. Thompson very good to Goodwin. Now he's a long kick, Goodwin, but he decides to go to Burton.
Control the ball, there it is.
Well, he's always going to be Slattery in a marking contest, isn't he? And that one, he's caught one afterwards, but McLeod's kick inside to him a moment ago, and then another good kick from Goodwin.
Just got their kick off his own teammate.
Yep.
A little bit of Jared Brennan about Spider Burton. I know, I think that's a compliment. Can do things that very few can, make things look a bit harder than what they actually are.
But he must frighten defences because you just don't know where he's going to come from.
Uncanny.
Could he kick a 4th and put the Crows further in front as a shocker? It's exactly what you were talking about.
I've got Jared Brennan on the phone.
Before last night, he didn't have a complaint, but after last night, I reckon he could complain about anything, Jared Burton,
right.
don't you? Brennan, I should say.
I don't think Burton liked the comparison, the way it was phrased either. It should have been Brennan to Burton, not the other way around, perhaps, as Peverill goes down towards half-forward. Anyway, we fixed him. Burton missed, but he's been a very important player in this fight back. Monfrey's over the top. Peverill. Monfrey's came back in. He was out of bounds initially. Beautiful kick. I'm backing Nash to do something good. Goes short. Well, we could have done that amongst ourselves. Peverill goes short. And this kick will be taken directly in front by Welsh, 35 metres out.
Yeah, I'm liking Jay Nash's work at the moment. But what I'm liking about the Bombers, and we haven't seen it for a while, is they're deadly with their targets. When they're actually kicking forward, not across the ground or backwards, when they're going forward, they're hitting targets, and they're a different side when they're on song with their foot disposal.
Well, they've taken stock. I think a few minutes ago they took a look at the what happened meter, and what had happened was up there with Lyle Lovett and Julia Roberts. But now they're back in front.
Have a look at the turnaround in the centre clearances. Adelaide right on top after the Bombers had dominated Erdo. Essendon get their hands on the footy. Mark Johnson was good there to McVeigh. This game's been played in waves, isn't it? The Bombers, the Crows, and now again the Bombers. Peverill to Stanton, running hard as he does. And then Stanton with a bit of a wobbly. Now Laycock's a chance. Couldn't quite.
Off the hands in front, thank you.
So it's centre half forward.
Still like that bit of play. They went into Laycock, a lot taller than most, and got it in there quick. That's when you give your tall forwards an advantage.
Marriage turned around by Hill. And then Winterlick in the pocket. Should kick a goal, and he's missed. He had a fair bit of time there. Could really have straightened up the body and rammed it home.
That's the key, Bruce. Tried to kick around the corner.
McLeod, the short one to Matner, who made it interesting for a moment. Edwards hasn't seen a lot of it. Pushes up to right half back, kicks beyond the wing. That's got to be a free kick, surely. Over the shoulder, that's in the back, so they'll get the second of them. And the man who's done the last 5 grand finals was only 20 metres away, umpire Allen, so obviously he didn't think there was an infringement on McGregor. Looked that way. Massey to half forward, just setting it up and lurking behind McGregor on his knees. Van Berlo 60 metres out, not sure who that's intended for. Well, it's a behind, just missing the post.
Missed a few targets today. Adelaide on the other side, they've missed some easy kicks.
Lucas, who hasn't really been in a goal-scoring position all day, has he? He's given it to the right bloke to run with it. They windle it quickly to Hill. Held up for a moment by Tawney. So the Bombers lead it by a goal after they led by 4 in the first term, and then Adelaide got a couple in front. So Hill held up, goes with a high ball. Laycock again to take on McVeigh. Yes! He's not quite Burton, but he does every now and then do that, doesn't he?
Geez, an important play to this side too, where, have a look at this though by Laycock. Just makes a little bit of space. That's it. May have been going for it, but his forward line coach will say no, protected the space for the little fella.
Well, he kicked 3 against Carlton, and 6 times this year he's kicked at least 2 in a match. He's been a good goal scorer.
They're invaluable. So hard to match up on. We're back in the middle. Margin 11 points, seesawing affair. Those waves that Bruce was talking about at the present time, rolling with the Bombers. Watson initiated this. Winderlick gives it across to support. The kick comes in long. And the mark is taken down there by Perry. McVeigh again sending the ball in, but that time not his best work. Bock close to the boundary line. So Adelaide worked their way back on top, and now the challenge squarely with them again. Goodwin close to the boundary line, his 14th possession. Van Berlo, as they say, a big motor. Can run all day, Van Berlo. That's a beautiful kick. Burton on the lead, lays it off. Edwards caught from behind. Guess who? Lloyd. In the action, Marriage though gives it back to Stevens, who came with Lloyd. Long kick. Welsh is down there, smashed away by Michael, giving vent to his feelings there, and put it out of bounds. And Thompson,
gee, that was courageous. Wonderful tackle there by Lloyd, but gee, Thompson went back with some courage.
Watson there, now Edwards. Edwards gets the goal. So the Crows get closer again through Edwards. Thompson, he is resilient, isn't he? But he might have done some rib damage as Doughty comes on. Remember, Riley's a bit of a worry, so 2 running midfield type players. Stanton out of the centre. Speaking of running midfield players, goes to full forward. Is that a free kick to Lovett Murray? Yes.
And the back. Back to him on the full length, Graham. Thank you.
Knows it too.
Just settle there, mate.
That is the advantage of getting the front position. But you're in front. There's not too many free kicks that you can give away being in the front position.
Kicked 7 straight from set shots today. The Bombers haven't missed 1.
Bruce, you shouldn't be saying that.
It's
when you put the Moz on.
It's an accurate day too. 10-3 to 9-4 so far.
Bruce.
It's uncanny.
Someone would think I came from Adelaide.
Oh.
There's the Thompson, who's sucking it in, and be hard to breathe if he's done some real damage. McLeod, now Box set a task, but it's good enough.
Oh.
It's a terrific mark against a good opponent in McPhee.
Well, McPhee just had to be better there.
What was he thinking? He changed his mind in mid-air, didn't he?
Should have just cannoned into him and put his hand onto the footy.
Box kick straight to Ramanauskas. So on face value, no damage done for the Bombers. Ramanauskas in the bright sunshine then. Around the outer side, Lloyd, 5 goals to his name, outmarked by Stevens. One of his few victories this afternoon. Little chip and a good one too. Releases Edwards, looking down towards half forward. It bounces in front of Doughty. Van Berlo inside the forward 50. Gill in from the side, hands to it. Well done, Michael. Well, he's surrounded by Crows and somehow got it up the back to Bradley. Gill's got him. The hand pass from Bradley. 2-on-1 for the Bombers, and the numbers tell the story. Stanton comes to Hill. He had to improvise. He was like an armless hitchhiker. He was very inventive. The hand pass comes across from Welsh. Now a chance for Lucas. Lucas inside the forward 50. There he comes up, or rather, it's Tawney to take the mark. Feeds it back. And they'll work it out through Bock, John Cock, and now Matner.
He goes very short to Goodwin in the heart of the centre square. So now Adelaide starting to get a bit of the footy. Welsh underneath it. Well done, Michael. Welsh to get back. The handball out. Massey can't quite get it clear. And now Goodwin to Edwards. He's had a good 5 minutes, hasn't he, Edwards? And the kick's a beauty. And finds Gill, who's been impressive. He's got McGregor in the goal square. And he's got Welsh all on his own. He can go over the top. No. Well, they unravelled Essendon suddenly, didn't they?
Well, there's some really good efforts by Mel Michael, both in defensive 50, then in the centre of the ground. It was just weight of numbers in the end that drove Adelaide forward. But, gee, Nick Gill has been super impressive on the lead. Good set of hands and good work rate.
He's given a contest, hasn't he? Now, Welsh, who averages 5 goals in recent years at the Dome, he kicks his second, and the Crows are level.
Still down the rooms of that Corp buddy.
Rucks go at it. They fought a draw. Doughty emerges with the ball. Edwards getting busy now. Knights probing kick inside the forward 50. Wonderful balance, Burton. Great courage there from Bradley, diving in. Desperation. Watson's over the football. Was he taken high? He was down there picking it up. No free kick. Welsh tries to find a way through. Diving after the ball is Campbell. We've got a whistle. And a bounce about 30 metres out from goal. Clock running down.
Gee,
almost half-time.
I think it was the last quarter, the way the umpires have put the whistle away on a couple of occasions there.
Big leap, Michael. Trying to smash it back, McLeod. Van Berlo had it, lost it. Peveril did well. Hill to Dyson. Dyson to midfield. Well done. Ramanauskas kept coming. Lurking in front, though, it's taken by McGregor. Upended as he kicked. It affected the kick. And in front, the mark is taken by Johnson. A little the worse for wear, Mark Johnson, as he gets up. 64 points apiece. Here's Peveril. Goes across the ground, and Lucas. A chance for the Bombers to grab the half-time lead. 1:10 remaining.
He's had his kicks in strange places, Lucas, today, hasn't he?
He's been in between the two arcs. Johnson coming off. I think that one hurt. Burton made him earn every bit of it.
So McPhee and Wright, a good mark in front of Gill. So a youngster who's played a few games against an older bloke playing his first there.
Well, 2-on-1 at centre-half forward. Lloyd outnumbered. He's up the ground. He's got nothing to go to at the moment. He got numbers back.
Got a Rising Star nomination in round 1 against the Crows, did Ryder. Stevens. Gee, Edwards has had a big 10 minutes.
Has he ever?
And his chip kick to Welsh, who's off and going, and Van Berlo with him. A little left footer inside the 50. Well done, McPhee, against Gill.
Yeah, that was an important mark, wasn't it? Just settling things down now.
Well, it's fitting if it is all square at half-time. It's been a fabulous first half. The winner today will be 8th tonight, and the loser will be 12th, and in real trouble. So Lucas, what a great opening half it has been. We expect to be talking to Simon Goodwin in a moment as he comes off the ground. Ricky's got to catch him. 10 goals, 4 apiece. Let's go down to Ricky with Simon Goodwin.
Goody, both sides got a lot to play for, and that's the way it's gone.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been one of those games. There's a lot on the line, and you know, they got a good break on us early, but we fought back well.
Well, Neil Craig did spend a lot of time with you at quarter time there. What was his message?
Oh, we just needed a real pick-up around the stoppages. I think we're down in that area. I think they had scored 4 goals from stoppages, so it's just important we tidied that area up and got back into the game.
OK, we'll have a good half-time, mate, and get back into it, Chief.
Well done, Rick, and to Simon as well. So at half-time, all square here at the Dome. It's a beauty, isn't it? It's 64 apiece.
One scores are level 10-4 apiece. Matthew Lloyd, 4 goals in the opening term. He's got 5 at the major break, and I guess Tim Watson, if they had their time over again, the Bombers, those last 5 minutes before quarter time, They'd like to do that again.
Yeah, they would. They seemed to go to sleep for that last 5 minutes, and the Adelaide Crows came back into the game just before quarter time. But it's been a really entertaining first quarter of football. Matthew Lloyd's kicked 5 first half goals. 4 of those came in the first quarter. They were able to win the ball from the clearances. He was able to get off Stevens. Craig has left Stevens on him, so he seems to be happy. The other feature of the first quarter was Essendon's tackling. I mean, they weren't just tackling, they were actually locking them down. The Crows, as we said, came back just before quarter time, kicking a couple of goals. And this bloke has been very good, particularly in the second quarter. He just got off Henry Slattery, put him behind the ball at one stage to play that loose man in defence. But where he does the most damage, Burton, is when he does go forward. And he went forward with some success too. Started in the midfield, but he's been capable of going forward and kicking goals. And Essendon will need that today because Davies not in the side. They've lost him a few weeks ago. Also, Lovett out of the side. So they'll need to pick up goals outside of Lloyd being able to contribute and Lucas being able to contribute.
I know the Bulldogs won the clearances on Friday night, but today they mean a bit more, don't they?
Well, I think they probably did. Essendon have not only won clearances in the first quarter, they were very good, winning 7-4. This is one of the early goals that they set up from a clearance at the centre. They actually opened the clearance right up, so they gave themselves plenty of space to operate. Here we see, again, another goal in the second quarter coming from their clearance movement, and that's where they've really benefited. This one goes down the throat of Matthew Lloyd, and that's been a really decisive factor for them. They are winning the clearances at half-time, 22-16, although Adelaide did come back in that second quarter.
Got Joe Watson on the phone, actually, just chatting with him now. Gutted by your own dad. 16 possessions, 7 clearances, and not a mention.
No,
you're a hard man. It's a hard family.
No, look, I'll sit and have a chat to him around the breakfast table in the morning.
I'll just hang up on Joe now. He told me 16 and 7. There you go. So let's take a look at 7 plays in 7 days. Scores are level at the major break here at the Dome on Sunday Football.
What's a week without a coach getting sacked? Dennis Pagan, the 3rd this year to have his weekends freed up.
All I do in the weekend, I haven't got the faintest idea. I'll pack up my change like an old Bedouin and I'll sail off into the night.
Here it is, a standing ovation for Ben Cousins.
And a pep cheering too for each one of his 38 possessions in a comeback almost without a...
What he did, I reckon, is up there with JR's comeback in Dallas.
Leon Davis was up to his old tricks.
It's a banana! It's a sensational goal! One of the goals of the year from Leon.
This is one of the best goals you'll ever see. Some sweet brown sugar this afternoon.
A sweet day for Jonathan Brown. 14 marks and a perfect 10 goals.
For the all-time record, you betcha, Jonathan Brown. He's got 10.
It was a round for heroes and men trying to fly.
Oh, rebound!
Burton climbs on the back and brings the house down. Staker! Big fly by Mills.
But it was Newton who truly tested the laws of gravity.
Newton! Michael Newton with a tremendous launch.
He may never be heard of again, but that mark's going to live on forever.
Kevin, how are you settling in your new job as coach at Essendon?
I touch my nose. Can you go click, click, click?
For 27 years, the media has known just one cryptic coach at Essendon.
Do we know who you are? No, I don't want you to.
One thing we do know is that it won't be the same without him.
It's probably the right opportunity for Essendon and Kevin Sheedy to live without each other. See how we go. See you guys.
Last night.
Demolished the Pies last night at the MCG. They made some modifications to the way they played when they went into the break. They set up a new forward line. Copeland went forward. Brown, this bloke, kicked 7 goals last night. 7 goals, 5. What it's done, it's taken all the heat, all the focus off Jonathan Brown. He can just swan around down there in the forward line. And Jared Brennan, when they liked the matchup, they sent him really deep into their forward line, and he didn't let them down. And he's got all sorts of tricks, as he just displayed there.
As Lee Matthews once said, he'd have a good highlights reel, and he certainly will. Now, the Cats have won 12 straight. They were fabulous again yesterday. Mooney good early, and Gary Ablett continues to do his Brownlow medal chances no harm.
Well, he might have got 3 votes again. There's James Kelly. He's very good too. They are strong right across the ground. They've got a great defence. They're really hard to score against. Their midfield is really deep and solid. This bloke's gone forward, so they've got a really good forward line with a lot of different focal points. Stokes can actually play. At one stage yesterday, he's playing one out in the square and taking marks against his direct opponent. We see Gary up there just shoveling the ball off the ground, and Johnson, since he came back into the side too, he just gives it a little bit of something that they didn't have early in the season.
I reckon a big beneficiary from the weekend has been West Coast. They were terrific Friday night, and Collingwood losing, we all thought Collingwood had the draw to take them to second spot. The Eagles could get that home final first week.
Well, they might still get that home final, but Collingwood have got what most people think is a pretty soft draw. They don't have to fly into state either, so you would think they'd be able to gather themselves in time to make a real onslaught towards the finals.
What a wonderful game we're seeing so far. The stakes couldn't be higher than they are today, except, Tim, in 1993, you were part of this, the most famous clash between the two clubs, Adelaide and Essendon. The Bombers were gone at half-time in the prelim final of 93, but they came back strong.
Gee, won't this be a handy lead?
We went into half-time 42 points down, and yeah, I didn't think we could win. Sheedy sort of, he just walked around the players and he spoke, and he was pretty calm.
I can't remember a thing what he said.
Most of the guys like Longy were totally baffled in there as to what was going on. But we went out there and we took Sheedy's advice. We got a couple of early goals.
Ball, Salmon, get the goal! Forced to kick with the left. It slews off the side of his boot.
I'm just thinking, oh hell, I've broken the team rules, so I sort of chased after the ball.
Watson's got it. Watson goes for goal. Look at this!
I had no energy left to celebrate. I just grabbed the bloke and said, yeah, you're the best.
Essendon are home in the preliminary final, thanks to a goal kicked by Timmy Watson.
Been hot inside the dome today. It's been a wonderful first half of football. 10 goals apiece. And all square with so much to play for. A spot in the 8 tonight or down in the ruck. So love your AFL Big Pond Sport is the place to go for all the info. Let's go down to Ricky. Brent Riley, is he going to play for the rest of the game, Rick?
Well, at the moment, he's currently on the phone to Neil Craig upstairs. He did spend the whole of half-time out with the Little League, out in the ground, trying to warm that buttock up. He copped a nasty cork in that second quarter, but the Crows say there is a chance to come on in the second quarter. And good news on Scott Thompson. He's been cleared of any rib damage. They say he was just winded, and he will start on the ground.
Good on you, Rick. Having a run with the Little League will get your confidence up. Start of the second half. What a game it's been so far. Matthew Lloyd, 5 goals. Stevens is staying with him. The margin was 5 points at quarter time. The Bombers' way after a stirring comeback by the Crows. Hill knocks it down. Peverill at the base of that pack. Edwards, who's been busy trying to spin his way through. Kick in the wrong direction by Knights. Peverill. Now it's taken across the ground by McVeigh. Gumbleton back to McVeigh. Towards half forward. Going back, Peverill with courage, fingertips to it. Collided there with Johncock and taken across the line by Knights. Not happy about some treatment close to the fence. It's Romanowskis.
Back off.
That's good. A little bit of just say, hang on a minute, don't push me into the fence.
Hudson and Hill. And then the ball in dispute, and again it'll be a ball up.
Gently up, boys.
So Adelaide haven't beaten the Bombers in Melbourne. Haven't played them here for a while. The last 6 clashes between the two have been at Amy Stadium, but that's remarkable. The Dockers haven't beaten Brisbane at the Gabba, and Josh, our statistician, reckons that's the only 2 cases of that happening in the AFL. As Lovett Murray couldn't quite get a handle on it. Matner, in trouble.
Wow.
And Lovett Murray's given him a gotful.
Well, they've been a little bit hot and cold on this one today. They've given other players more time. I think 3 goes at it, though. 1 there. Breaks that one, no problem. Breaks that one.
Yep.
Well, he had pride, didn't he?
Yeah, good decision.
The only query, I reckon, was whether it was going to be a high tackle or not, and in the end it was probably okay. Well, he missed an important kick, didn't he, in the second quarter? Almost a gimme. Hasn't had a lot of kicks this year. He's been averaging 5 kicks in his 3 games today. Now, he needs this, and so do the Bombers, and he's got it. So Essendon get the first after half-time.
See, the kick wasn't either convincing either. It's a little bit of a sack of wheat, but just good pressure. Players that are going to take the ball, and the Crows will do it. They'll try and get it out without giving a point away. This is it. And no awareness there by Van Berlo, just to give a little bit of space and time to him, just standing there watching. Good pressure by the forwards.
So the margin 6 points. So much to play for this afternoon. Gets real tough for the team that loses. Good bounce from umpire Allen. Hill up early, knocks it down. Edwards, the longer it's gone, the better he's got. Dowdy down towards the 50. Thompson, a lot of the football this afternoon. Michael left it behind. Johnson to Michael. Watson heard the voice. Stanton, hurried kick directly to Van Berlo. Spots a man in the middle and goes across the ground to Tawney, who's about 55 metres out. Normally a long kick, decides to spot the man coming up towards him. An angled run from Goodwin, and that was a lovely kick to the space.
Really good setup there. They huddled at the top of the square and were able to block and make room for each other. Didn't give the players getting into the space time to get back. And a wonderful kick.
Goodwin has spent 10 minutes so far in this game on the interchange bench. His 17th possession. Man close. He got too close. It ricochets off Lovett Murray, having an impact at both ends. It seemed Goodwin didn't realise where the mark was. And you could see as he was coming into kick, he was getting very close to Lovett Murray, who had backed off the mark.
Well, that's just being aware.
Watson again, can't quite, and then Tawney gets clear, and that may go out on the full. No, it'll be a boundary throw in. I thought it was over the line before Michael touched it, but a boundary throw in.
Called it, mate.
I think Goodwin turned his back before taking that shot, and Lovett Murray.
And that reinforces Dennis. Walk back with your face to the play.
Well, Hudson taking them on and missing. So the lot in the end. Gee, that's a poor kick.
A couple of times too on the left. He's missed.
Missed in the pocket, didn't he, in the first term when Adelaide were struggling. So Ryder. So a couple of let-offs there. I mean, Hudson, not a gimme, but one he should have got, and Goodwin, you would have expected him to have got that goal from where he was.
So Ryder, some indecision. Goes across the ground. Lucas the target. So cool. The savvy of a veteran there, just stood his ground, took the mark, swings it around the outer side. Slattery has it, started well, and was confronted with a lot of problems midway through that second term as Burton got cracking. Back to Lucas, takes on Knights, goes down towards left half forward. Good work by Stevens on the ground. Bock took the mark and wore one from Matthew Lloyd.
I reckon this bloke could play as a Chad Corn type, just in and around. I think that he reads the play really well. He's quick.
Well, perhaps 50 is in the offing there. Here's Bock, troubled by his vision and the sunlight, drives it beyond the wing. Watson camped in front, not his best effort, goes after it, slips it over the top to the run of Peverill. Our man Nash through midfield. That's not a good kick either. Bounces it inside the 50. Stevens, Thompson, now Edwards. Well, he's got a few to choose from. McGregor gathers the bouncing ball behind Goodwin, then goes back to Goodwin, who can turn on his left, decides against it, feeds it back to the middle. Van Berlo. Now McGregor in space. 45 metres out. Kick is good. It's a goal.
And of course, fell out last year, didn't he? Missed those key finals. Hill over the top. Goodwin's become very, very influential in this game. Long kick. Burton just couldn't go early there, and Slattery did extremely well. It's been an interesting duel, hasn't it? As Dennis said, Slattery terrific early, and then the Birdman got very, very busy towards the end of this first quarter and then in the second. And Slattery starting well in this term. McPhee was a fast starter today. That kick, Nash Half volleyed very well to Johnson, to Michael. He had Watson running, goes back to Johnson. Johnson to Gumbleton. OK, now Johnson gone. So it wasn't OK. Perry, Welsh, important here because it's a disputed ball, and Edwards getting it from Thompson. Thompson's vision OK. Edwards with a high one, good one, or Burton. Well, they both messed each other up big time, and the Bombers are off the hook.
Bradley to McPhee. Now this is Welsh. Running it up the broadcast wing. Didn't take it that cleanly, and I think that affected his kick. That second bounce, he juggled a bit and just was watching the ball and didn't see the movement. He's a little annoyed with himself. How about that?
Well, that's just like a communication. Goodwin shouldn't be flying down there, but he is playing a midfield forward role at the moment, being told to push forward at every opportunity.
Hill struck on the head. McVeigh tracks it out of bounds.
And as a forward, it is the worst when you get the midfielders coming down. They think they can take the big screamers when really they should be sticking to the centre of the ground and letting the specialists, Burton, fly for it.
I said that many times in commentary. That was your patch, Dave. The bitterness still lingers. John Cock up towards the wing. Watson worked off it brilliantly by Doughty. Goes back to Edwards. Gill, he's been a revelation this afternoon. Looks like he'll be a fixture. He's a little untidy, a little raw. Knights sold Thompson into trouble. Back to Knights, goes with the right boot effectively too. McGregor, Goodwin, this could be a knee buckler. Twisted off to the right. Gee, that would have hurt. That would have been the sort of goal that can lift a team and a city.
He's had a messy second half, Goodwin, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Kicked into the man on the mark. He and Burton went for the same ball, and he's just missed one on the run that would have been something.
He's had 20 touches, so he's had plenty of it. He might be a little bit tired.
He has played well. Big fly from Gill and Tawney, which meant that Johnson was the man down. Watson, Johnson, in close quarters. Gumbleton, well done. A famous number he's got on his back. Dick Reynolds' number. And Paul Salmon, the number 2 in the draft, goes to centre half forward to Hill. Got him.
What a great kick. Just to show you don't have to pinpoint it.
Stanton on his own out wide. No, Peveril it is, and he's got Peveril, who slipped his man, Riley, back on the field. And Peveril, who got an early goal, the first of the match, a remarkable snap from the pocket, has a chance to increase the lead or get the lead back.
Well, I reckon Cameron Lingy is just showing defenders, especially tight taggers, how effective they can be when they go forward. He's kicking goals. This is what this young man can do too.
And Corey Enright's another that's been doing a bit of that this year as Peveril kicks his second. Does he? No. Scores are back level. It must have, to the fans behind, looked a goal all the way because they were up, weren't they?
He's got a style very similar to Cameron Ling too, the way he kicks, but not quite as accurate as we know. I think he's very accurate.
Tony around the other side. Matner stumbles, proceeds. Here's Brock. Runs over the wing, down towards right half forward. Drifting back is McGregor. The kick is wide of that mark, though. Punched away by Slattery, close to the boundary line. Dinner is served. That was Burton going around the boundary. Gill gets it across to Riley. Deep in the pocket. Now slung out of there. I think it's going to be a free kick to Gill. Or is it McGregor? It's McGregor who was slung in the goal square. Off the ball.
Before the ball was even there.
No, didn't need to do that. Big Kepler Bradley just didn't need to do it. There's no way that the player was going to be dangerous. The kicker was right up alongside the boundary line, and he'll kick his fourth now.
Ken McGregor directly in front, right behind him, splits the middle. Adelaide lead.
It's a 6-point game again. Adelaide with its nose in front. Hill continuing to do well, and a-la Watson. They've both been terrific. McPhee misses the Hill target. Massey only as far as Lovett and Murray. It was a squeezy kick, free kick to McVeigh.
Arms around him. Hand them back early and then arm around him. Hand them back early and then the arm around him as well. Hand in the back.
Interesting.
Well, probably paints the picture even more that front position is even more crucial now than it ever has been.
Great to see it back.
If you're a forward.
So McVeigh going for a second goal for the season on 8 occasions. That is his beautiful kick. Scores a level again.
Well, even thinking about it, even if you're a defender, you get that front position.
Yeah.
Then let a third player, a zoning player, come over the top and knee your opponent in the back.
Had to do something, though, with the flooding of recent seasons. I mean, forward stood no chance.
You an advocate of it now?
Yeah, I've always believed that hands in the back is a good interpretation.
All right.
Although zero tolerance.
You're a minority there, Dennis.
I know. James Hird watching a heated battle, but not in the heat of battle. They miss it. Fletcher out today as well. Mind you, the Crows missing a few as well. Watson gets it after Hill's good work to Peverill. Kicks it down towards half forward. It was slapped away down there by Matner. Massey gave it across to McLeod. McGregor knocks it on. Riley lacking support. Now this will be an interesting call by the umpire. I think he'll ball it up.
Great tackle.
But Riley elected not to give it off simply because he realised he was one out. No support coming, so he was happy to take the tackle. It worked out well. Umpire Wen bouncing this ball down towards left half forward. Hill's been very good. And again, well, he missed his man Peverill, but Watson backing him up to Peverill. Well, Peverill missed everything. Riley, was he carried forward?
Yeah, but again, ball pinned, your arms. Well done, great tackle. Another great tackle, Jono, you're on fire, mate.
The umpire's saying another great tackle. Jono, you're on fire.
How about you give me a bit of latitude and pay one of them?
Something
then
to
you'd
show
be on
for
fire.
it.
Yeah.
Stick the compliment. Give me the ball. Over the top was Love and Murray. That was terrific. To Peverill, to Lucas, not quite.
Smart play, though.
McPhee, he paved the way for him, and now Lloyd gets an awkward bounce. McVeigh's clever. Wanted to give it off to Lloyd and then misses McPhee. So a little win there for Tawney in the end. And a boundary throw in. Third man up here was very effective.
We don't see enough of that either. We don't see enough creativity around stoppages.
Feel like something's got to give here today, don't you? They've been stride for stride. One team's got the advantage, the others come back. Bradley got it from McPhee. Not a great kick, good mark. And the Sarge, Perry's played a very different role today, a stopper, and he's got just about Adelaide's best player on the burst.
Edwards, 22 possessions now, goes up to the wing.
Too easy.
This is Massey carrying it down towards half forward. And Riley has it within range.
Such a crucial miss, that kick of Kepler-Bradley's. He only had to put it up in the air to make a contest. Instead of fall short, Adelaide chop it off, and they're caught on the counter-attack. And the Crows will do that to you. They will cut you up. If they're given half a chance, they'll transfer the ball. And it only takes 3 kicks, and you're down the other end within 12 seconds. Shot on goal as a result.
Brent Riley. Every kick now is about finals aspirations. Inside the 50. Rams it into the post. And that post is still shaking like a rubber snake. It hit it high where it's pretty thin. It shakes on as the short one comes in, and the Bombers will work it up the ground. This is Stanton.
And then the switch out wide.
McPhee's free.
So Slattery will go to McPhee. And Montfree's to go early for him. Back to Peverill, back to McPhee. He's okay on the left normally. He's going to have to kick it left foot to the goal square. Gumbleton gets himself set. Takes 3 Crows with him. Lloyd goes on the left, hooks it back. It won't be a goal. Love it. Murray got a finger. Make it 3 or 4 fingers to it.
And that's the difference between Ryder's kick, Kepler-Bradley's kick and McPhee's kick. You give it a bit of air and you're a chance to score from it.
So McLeod under the pump here to not make the error.
Tawney looks hurt too.
He's been held up, McLeod, so he's got to go the safest option possible and doesn't get them out of the danger zone.
He's had no influence, McLeod, in the match. He's only had the 13 touches, and
he had a burst, I reckon, Ox, for about 5 minutes, don't you?
They've cut him back
in that second quarter, but not much has happened since then. So Stevens' kick is a very good one. This bloke's been terrific, good one.
Left up back. Van Berlo comes to him. Between the lines. Well, Van Berlo kicks it straight to Monfries. Terrible stuff. Monfries gives it away. Massey came across. It was intended for McVeigh. Goodwin, so he restarts where he had the previous kick. Perry. Van Berlo keen to make amends. Kicks this one long down towards full forward. Some pushing down there. Could have been a Crows free. Nash slips a hand pass away. Ryder is down in trouble to Michael. Nash once more. Up towards midfield. Sliding in there was Winderlick. Time to recover. Nash pushing up the ground to half forward and McVeigh 70 metres out. Lloyd offers. Going back is Stanton. He goes in the Stanton direction, knocked away by John Cock, who found it on the ground. Spots Matner. End-to-end stuff again. Matner. McLeod runs it up towards right half forward. Riley is on in the middle. Too long over Riley's head. Arriving quickly Nash. Riley a second chance. Almost a dribble as he hit it hard. It came back to him, but the kick is offline.
Wow, what a piece of football.
It's good stuff.
Tawney coming off.
Both teams not as accurate as they were in the first half. They're getting tired, you can tell. And Riley was absolutely spent there, remembering that he's had some injury problems. Welsh got it from Slattery. It's end-to-end stuff. And unlike the first half, neither team can get goals rolling one after the other. It's more a goal-for-goal game now. Lucas, interesting, hasn't had a shot for goal today, and he's kicked 50 this season. John Cock inboard to Campbell, to Doughty, Van Berlo. Not a good handball. Hudson had to stop. Back to Campbell on the left, which is his natural. Burton, was he held on to it? Looked like it. Slattery had him over the top. And I reckon the Birdman's stiff there. Down to you, Rick.
It's been a busy afternoon for the Adelaide Crows club doctor. He's just taken Jason Tawney down to the room to cop the head knock to his hip. He did stay there for a few minutes, but was struggling to run, so they have taken him down there just to assess and give him some treatment to that hip.
Boundary throw in. Hudson generally out-rucked today by Hill. Peveril gave it across to Johnson, who goes out wide. Welsh has got it. And David, when you're third man up in a contest, what can't happen?
Just been you've got to make contact with either the player to knock him down, or you've got to knock the ball away, Dennis. Otherwise, don't fly.
Can't go behind. It did moments ago.
The runner's already been out to him to let him know that too.
Lucas towards half forward. Lloyd, who's been wonderful.
Good talk
70 metres out. Pops it over for McVeigh. Split the difference between he and John Cock. McVeigh, a wonderful tackle. Took Bock down. And the umpire, I think, will ball it up.
Really good play with Lloyd and McPhee there. There was good talk. You could tell that Lloyd and McPhee had spoken. Lloyd got the right away. Just really good talking.
Hill, Hudson that time did well, knocked it down. Thompson's kick towards the wing. Lucas momentarily lost it, finds it again. Well, Campbell had the advantage of knowing which way he would go, but still pushed him in the back.
You're pretty confident he wasn't going to go right.
I think so. He's ambi-disastrous. He's got the ball on the wing, goes down towards half forward. Good kick, sliding in. Stanton takes the mark.
And this is the important kick.
Centering, gets some good distance. Hill! Not quite. It was a terrific fly.
Fine, guys. Well done. Easy, Matty.
I'm going to spend a plan of Kevin Sheedy's today with Essendon. In particular, Lucas. Take Bock out of the play, open it up and give the forwards a chance to lead in. That's why Lloyd had so much space in the first half.
Crows have got to be careful here. Stanton, Watson to kick the goal, and he does, and the Bombers in front.
Bounce favours Hudson. He's pulled up his sock. He's won the last two ruck knocks. Laycock over his head. Stanton, though.
There he is again.
Yes. Lovett Murray to space. Watson measures the kick. Ramanauskas. Stanton. And a reasonable game to Monfries. So the youngsters working.
They look tired here, Dennis, the Crows.
Well, it depends who's got the footy as to who looks tired, doesn't it? There's Hudson again getting back. Thumps it towards the boundary. McVeigh thought about the left foot snap and then realised the spot to put it was to Welsh directly in front, 20 metres out.
Well, their key players here have just really got their hands on the footy. Pebbles had it 9 times, McPhee 8. And Watson 8 in the third quarter alone. So just had too many good players getting their first hands on the footy. So the Crows just, I reckon they look a little bit flat-footed at the moment.
It's a game of centimetres, though. That ball just bounced obligingly for McVeigh. I reckon 6 times out of 10 it runs on and goes out of bounds. Bombers don't care. Welsh kicks the goal.
Start giving them some drive, or it may be too late.
Well, Welsh has kicked 2 goals and he's been playing on McLeod today.
Yeah.
A couple of goals in the first quarter, 3-4 goals is okay, but 2 goals at this stage of the game. If the Bombers can turn it into 3, Adelaide will be nervous at 3-quarter time. Johnson's kick inside the 50. Welsh did well to keep McLeod out of a box, been very good. The handball in close to John Cock. Well done. Edwards continuing to get numbers to Massey. They need a goal, the Crows. Massey in strife. McLeod got rid of his opponent. Campbell, still with Campbell. Confidently takes a bounce, and then to Doughty, and then Doughty puts Van Berlo in trouble. Campbell on the left, scrubby old kick, went nowhere, too far for Welsh, and that did look like a tired Crows team, and Lover Murray just runs it over the boundary line.
Played that beautifully then.
So look at that, the Bombers have trailed in all but one of their last 12 matches at 3-quarter time, maybe not today. Adelaide haven't won a game this year when they've trailed at half-time. That was all square today. Michael to Stanton. Oh. Good tackle again by Gill. Now Ryder.
Running out of space. They're working in a telephone box down there, the Bombers. Stanton goes across the ground. Laycock's got it. Approaching 3-quarter time, 11 points the difference. Laycock for distance. That's a beautiful kick. Got the distance and pinpointed a man. Winderlick on the move. Goes to half forward. Lloyd has it. Hasn't kicked a goal since the second term. Another lead comes from McVeigh. Oh, that's precise football. Wonderful marking. McVeigh.
What a build-up that was. And it was Laycock's kick to pass the traffic that opens up the whole forward field for the Bombers.
McVeigh, the centering kick. McPhee in best position. Off hands, he goes again. Dug out of there. Massey got it from Van Berlo. Driven around the outer side by Edwards, and the mark is taken by Bock. And that son is a problem.
He's a good player, this bloke.
Bock decides to go back, aware perhaps of the clock. John Cock, Tawney, so at the moment they're building in the back court.
Some of the Crow stars gone quiet. McLeod only 2 touches. Burton 1 and Welsh none for the third term.
Massey, Riley, and now Knights. Penetrating kick. McGregor. Oh, a timely intercept there by Slattery. Just his fingertips to the ball.
Crows just don't have any numbers there, do they? And then Ryder, he was able to run backwards away from Gill and find Lucas. He's had so many kicks in the defensive 50 today. And speaking of great forwards down back, Lloyd got it to Watson. He's been as good as anybody out there on the field today.
25 touches. No one wants to go near him.
Well, he can win it when they come near him too, Ox. That's his value.
Yeah.
That was a casual kick, but he found Winderlick.
This is where the Bombers have been really good today. They haven't gone backwards too often. They've played attacking footy. They need to get it going.
They're going to be in front by a couple of goals at 3-quarter time. And this match meaning so much to both clubs. It's set up perfectly for what should be a cracking last quarter.
Play on, play on.
So there you have it. At 3-quarter time, Essendon 14-6, Adelaide 12-7. Well, unless they play a finals here, this is the last time Kevin Sheedy will be at the Dome with the Bombers. They're not scheduled to play another game at the Dome this year. They're sitting on an 11-point lead. Stakes are just so high. Tim Watson, targets could be a factor in this game.
Yes, critical in this last quarter, the control of the football. This game has been played at breakneck speed. We saw a lot of mistakes creep in that third quarter. Just sides unable to control the ball. Here's Campbell, a missed kick again. It'll be about hitting targets in this final quarter of football and controlling the football once you have it, and particularly when you go forward. The goals dried up a little bit too in that third quarter because of that tiredness.
Gee, Neil Craig with the fist clenched there and really employing his troops to give him something. Jay Nash has been good for the Bombers. What do you got on him, Ricky?
Yeah, Jay has been good for the Bombers, but just before three-quarter time, about a minute before, he did come off, went straight down to the rooms and had his shoulder assessed. And at three-quarter time, he spent the whole time with the physio, had to take the jumper off and had to re-strap his AC joint, which he did hurt in that third quarter. But it looks like he will be okay to go in this last quarter. Brett Riley had a fair bit of work again done on that butting, but again, he should be okay for this last quarter.
Nothing sinister in that, although McLeod did get him with the ball passing overhead, but it certainly was within 5 metres. Joe Watson, Kevin Sheedy. So Kevin Sheedy, last time at the Dome, as Bruce mentioned, with a game in the balance, and remarkably, if they win this game, the Bombers will be in the 8 tonight. Knowing Kevin Sheedy, there could be a sting in this tail. Maybe a top 4 run, maybe a grand final appearance. Dare we say it, maybe a premiership. That would be bizarre.
We're talking with Essendon?
Yes.
Okay.
Unlikely, but unlikely fellow is Kevin Sheedy. Final term at the Dome, Sunday football. Margin is 11 points. Bombers on top. Winner goes into the 8. It's been a terrific game. Hudson hooks it down. There's a whistle.
Hold on, Scott Thompson. Scotty Thompson, yep.
So the umpire, seeing it from long range, Thompson, under the dueling ruckman, was being held.
McLeod gone forward too. Picked up by Johnson.
Thompson, his 23rd possession, drives it towards half forward. Welsh was up in front. Loose ball. Ryder had it momentarily. McLeod emerges with it to Welsh. Here's a chance for Adelaide. Welsh kicked a couple, goes long down towards McGregor, but in from the side, Laycock, and we're talking strong hands there.
And that's what he's paid to do.
And then bangs it and finds the boundary line.
That's what Laycock should be concentrating on, getting back, helping out, and then once he gets that right, just have a look at this. That's a good mark. Eyes on the footy. Once he gets that right, go forward and then start putting pressure on down the other end of the ground.
The Bombers can boast 2 big ruckmen that can take a mark around the ground, Hill and Laycock, can't they?
My word, they're 2 of the best.
And kick a goal.
But for some unknown reason, they don't get used, or they don't get their hands on the footy often enough to be really, really potent.
Crows have won 47 games under Neil Craig, but only once have they come from behind at three-quarter time and done that. So the odds are not great. Laycock's kick to centre wing. That was against the Dockers in that final in Adelaide. Matner ridden into the ground.
First goal here is going to be crucial. If the Crows get it, well, they're right into it. If they don't and the Bombers get it, well, could be a little bit tough.
Because Ox only 4 goals since half-time. Well, 2 goals to the Crows and 4 goals to the Bombers since half-time.
Yeah.
So goals were hard to get in that third quarter after a 20-goal first half between them.
Now, we said that McLeod had gone forward. He's still down forward, but now Welsh has gone to him. So reverse roles here. Welsh has kicked the 2 goals on him also. So he's had the better of McLeod today.
Laycock did brilliantly. Down to Dyson, to Ramanauskas. Floats one inside the forward 50. Lloyd stayed on his feet. McPhee brushes off a would-be tackler. Pulls it back towards full forward. Lloyd is coming back. Gumbleton over the top. Trying to get through down there. McVeigh. Stanton throws it on the boot and kicks it behind. And if we think back to that comeback from memory, there was a very strong wind in that game. But Adelaide pulled back from three-quarter time. No breeze to speak of here. Knights, Edwards, now Hudson. Deep in his own defensive area. Van Berlo takes off. Bad kick, though. Shows a lot of it to Watson. But Watson went to ground. Not so Van Berlo. Goodwin pushing down towards left half forward. Penetrating kick. Burton on the lead. Pushed in the back. No. Play goes on. Welsh at both ends of the ground has been impressive. Winderlich had to wait. Lovett Murray up from the back pocket, spots a man moving towards the wing. Gumbleton won't get there in time, but that was...
Give it to us, Den.
Centimetre perfect.
Fantastic. It was very close to the edge. Good pressure there by the Crows when coming out. It caused that kick to go up the side. Here's a free.
That's the ball. Pulled him out of the road. So Laycock at centre wing.
Could have a big quarter here, Laycock.
He's fresh, isn't he?
Yep.
Hill did the job early for the Bombers. So Hudson's had most of it. Marriage got hurt a bit early in his first contact, actually, when he came out. Johnson read it best. And then Squeezy, good one. McVeigh's been terrific. Was that high? Obviously didn't go 15. Edwards has been outstanding. Knights to Thompson, trying to weave through. Goodwin, he along with Edwards have been super for the Crows. Box done a job as well. This is an important kick. He's got Doughty short. Now he goes to Doughty. He's got the Van Berlo run now. They need a goal, the Crows. Van Berlo goes to full forward. Can Gould take a mark? He can't. McLeod's there with Welsh. McLeod gave him a shove. McLeod trying some magical. Kicking in danger, surely umpire.
Ball pin. I'll have it. No prior off. Thank you. Dive on it.
Gee, McLeod was stiff, wasn't he?
Well, he just said he's in danger. Where this one? Whoa.
A couple of times.
That is a 7-iron, Dennis. Can cause some damage.
Michael knocks it down. Oh, how quick were the hands of Watson there. Robert Murray, ninth. Well, it's okay. Nice kick in the air. Just bounces it out of bounds.
Just seems at the moment the rub of the green is going the Bombers' way. Just a couple of bounces and a couple of tap-ons and a couple of frees and...
Laycock scrambles it out of the congestion. Heart in your mouth stuff at the moment. Every kick important. This is good one. As Bruce said, he and Edwards, stellar performers. McGregor with 4 goals gets to the half volley. The run of Van Berlo's important. One of the fittest men in the league. Gill!
Well, we know he can take a mark. We know he's got some tricks.
Nick, right there. It's on the mark.
The one question is his kicking.
We're about to find out.
Well, good luck.
6 marks on debut. And a very dangerous forward. Right from the get-go. Wow. He's kicked it hard. And it was very wayward. Sneaking it in for a point. But about goalpost height.
But at least he kicked through it. Like, at least he kicked through it, because normally they jab at them and try and steer them through.
I'd like you coaching me.
Right there, Jace.
Marriage. Can you just pass that message on to Neil Cragox? McLeod and Welsh. And then McPhee. Well done. Stanton, clever. You talked about the rub of the green going the Bombers' way. Well, the Crows didn't help themselves, did they, with that miss? Welsh free kick against Matner.
Downfield free kick, Joe Watson. Andrew! Don't be silly! Back, Tice.
So Welsh unhappy with Matner, but the free kick with Watson. And if the Bombers can get a goal here, Adelaide will be feeling the sting. Gumbleton, good mark.
Oh, signs are good for... I don't know how good this kid's going to be.
So Gumbleton to about 25 metres. Marriage is at Lloyd's free kick. It is.
Clear, hold the jumper, mate. Head your hand, he's back. Hey, Mark, just calm down, mate. He's got the ball. So you nearly hit him in the chops there.
So comedy routine here, but not comedy if you're a Crows fan. Well, he's got a hand on the jumper, hasn't he?
Well, they both had a piece of the jumper. I can almost guarantee that this kick won't be the same as Nick Gill's.
Well, he hasn't kicked more than 5 since round 1 last year. That was against the Swans.
Kicked all them in the first quarter, didn't he?
Kicked 8 for the match, I think. Right in front as he got 6. He has missed. Ooh. Well, his first miss today. He actually hasn't kicked as well this year, but he's been on target today. Well, that is a massive let-off.
Well, it's just miscommunication too by the Adelaide defenders. Stevens must know that Marriage is down there helping him out. Those two need to talk so that he doesn't feel under pressure to give away a free.
Stanton knocks it down. Here's a chance, the old 7-point play. Lloyd gave it to McPhee, who misses again.
same as Winderlicks early on. Turn your body, face the goals and kick through it. Kicking around corners, the chances of you kicking them decrease dramatically.
I'm still wondering about that spectator who had a Bombers scarf and seemed very excited when Lloyd missed. Beauty is in the eye of the beer holder. As the ball just short of half back. Here's Perry. Bock is on. Takes the mark. Wants to go. Flirting with danger. Edwards, reliable as ever. Now Knights. Pushing up towards the wing. Kicks beyond it. Beautiful kick. Cloud. Fingertips to it. Couldn't hang on. McGregor worked off the line of the ball. Michael with strength. Falling to the ground to Welsh. Thought about going to Peverill. Should have. Thompson tied him up. And we've got a ball up.
Wow. Every play now becomes pretty crucial, doesn't it?
Yep.
McLeod just overrunning the footy. Don't see him do that too often. It hasn't been his afternoon.
13 minutes since we've had a goal for either team. Remember, we had 20 in the first half. So this next goal is golden, isn't it? As Lucas kicks to McPhee. Couldn't quite. Stanton cut off by Perry. Johncock. Crows with a chance. McGregor, well done, Michael. McPhee read it. Gang tackle.
Got to hold it in.
Van Berlo tries to rip it off him.
Good contest, guys.
Really good there. That was good by McPhee, because if he lets it go, good spoil here by Mel. Very important stoppage now.
So almost a quarter of an hour since a goal has been kicked.
Oh.
Well, that was Marriage doing it to Laycock. No free that time. Riley paddling. Well done, Johnson. Lovett Murray to Watson. And then Watson delivers to Nash.
Beautiful kick under pressure. Nash is away. Half distance kick. McPhee should have gone at it. Stayed out of it. Perry took the mark. And this guy's legs really playing a part. Van Berlo, a beautiful kick. Welsh has got it. 35 metres out. Van Berlo now getting very busy. And as we said earlier, could be the fittest player going around in the AFL.
It's in pretty good hands here with Welsh. He's a wonderful kick.
Got 2. Career high 8 twice. The first time in Neil Craig's first game. This, an important kick for his coach. And it's through the middle.
Back within 7 points. Bombers have won 4 games by 8 points and under. Crows have lost 2 games away from home by 2 points and 1 point. The last time we saw them here, the Saints by 2. McGregor, well done. Lovett Murray, McLeod, Doughty. Gee, that was a good effort. He was under the pump, going to ground, and Nash gets him, and he's gone. He was unlucky.
Your teammate held it in. Your teammate held it in.
And I reckon if you get to your feet, that's an indication to the umpire that, yes, you've got enough time to get rid of it.
Well, Nash's tackling has been a feature today, and so as he's passing by foot. He's a very good player, Mark Johnson.
Looking a little dishevelled, Johnson on the outer side. That's a game. Just pops it along the boundary, and that's a good mark by Lucas. Hands extended, giving the defender no chance. Lucas for distance then, inside the forward 50. Clever mark at the back taken by Stevens. Now a chance for Adelaide. They like to build from this situation. Marriage to Goodwin. Goodwin to the middle. Campbell lays it off. Thompson. McGregor on the move. In fact, it's going in the direction of Gill. Knocked away down there by Ryder. Gill stayed on his feet, spots Welsh. Hangs a long time in the air. Welsh works in front, fisted away by Dyson of all people. Scramble develops. 35 metres out from goal. There's a free kick to Adelaide.
Landed on his head, mate. Let's go for the ball. Got to be better than that. Sorry, free kick.
Umpire win.
Doesn't matter what time of day it is, Andrew. If you knee a bloke in the head, it's a free kick. Right there, you landed on his head.
Well, that's
Yes.
correct. Absolutely correct.
The old submission hold.
And that's just silly. That's silly football. All the players know that you can't do that.
Yeah.
And that's just undisciplined.
Classical free kick. So, how about the importance of this hit? We've spoken about him a lot in his final term. Van Berlo misses to the left-hand side. Behind. There's a goal of difference and oodles of time.
What a let-off. McPhee missed one earlier on. Gave the Crows a let-off.
1-2 the Crows to 0-3 in this term. So both teams have had chances, haven't they?
Well, Tim Watson was talking about the pressure that comes with tired bodies at three-quarter time, and that's exactly what we're seeing.
Lovett Murray to Michael. So tense right now, isn't it? I mean, we talked about the stakes being high. Sheedy, last game at the Dome, unless they play a final. That they're such a big club, they wouldn't play a final here, surely. Slattery in the back pocket. Adelaide, if you look at their draw, they just have to win today. Burton did very well and then needs to give it off. Doesn't quite find McLeod. Tries to win it back. Can't quite. It's hard in there. Watson and Michael and Dyson. Michael with some body strength. Can't get it out. And Berlo, terrific. Thompson to Gill, to Doughty, to McLeod. They're working the Crows. McLeod to Goodwin. Go for it. Does he kick it? Scores a level. What a goal.
93 apiece.
With inside 50s, 10 in the last quarter to the Bombers, only 3, Dennis.
Yep, Crows are surging. Stanton out of the middle. High ball towards the outer side wing. Campbell goes back. Nashon with the judgment. Almost the mark taken out there by Monfries. McVeigh did well. Monfries brilliantly. Stanton to space. Goes looking for Lucas. Lucas stumbled initially. Ramanauskas, the left footer, so too Lucas. They work it out between them. Winderlich steps around Van Berlo. Snaps and kicks it. Another lead change.
Down to you, Ricky.
Yeah, just follow up on that Jason Winderlich's goal. He's been rewarded for his great form this year with a new 2-year contract which he signed during the week, and also Brent Stanton signed a new 3-year deal. So the Essendon Bombers are trying to sign up those good young players.
Laycock and Marriage. Well, we keep saying it. How big's the next goal now? Stanton just had it smothered. The clearance is important. Well done, McVeigh. Winderlich again to Peveril, who sweeps it to Monfries, who will be fresh. Monfries quickly around the corner. Lucas, well done, Bock. He's been terrific.
That was good play.
Goodwin's been wonderful. To Knights. Knights has kicked to Riley. Adelaide's turn to build.
They probably need to roll the dice now, Neil Craig. Maybe get John Cock down forward. He's had no influence on the game. Start to try and win the game, not try and protect it.
McGregor's been a good player. He goes to the pocket. Gill's held on to. Oh. McLeod and Welsh, boundary throw-in. So Adelaide inside 50 again. Hit out's advantage. Well, that's been a big strength for the Bombers today.
Laycock's in front here. Norwich was with him. Oh, clever McVeigh. The backhander out. Stanton to Lovett Murray. Untidy kick, but effective. Peveril with support. He's at right half back. Goes with the left boot. Lloyd outnumbered. The meat and the sandwich. I think he'll get a free kick. He will. They can ill afford that. Will advantage be paid? Yes, it will. Dyson's away. Dyson runs to 50. Question of accuracy. Let it go, Jono.
She was a big advantage given to the Bombers there, wasn't it? With a couple of Adelaide players sprawled out. This is only the first time ever in Neil Craig's reign that they've had 100 points in consecutive matches kicked against them. Adelaide, their season very much on the line in the next 7 minutes. They need a lift, and the Bombers are in the same boat. But they've got the advantage of being a couple in front now. Doughty's kick. McGregor, well done, Michael.
He's been good. No Fletcher out there to help him out. He's been so solid down back.
Can you imagine the outpouring at the end of this match if the Bombers win?
It's getting emotional now, isn't it? You can sense it. Throwing in. Hill trapped it. Dyson over the football. McVeigh, who's tried so hard, the hand pass intercepted. Guess who? McLeod kicks inside the forward 50. Gill in front. Ryder reaching over the top. Michael once more. Now Peverill deep in his own defensive area to Monfries, the young South Australian. Drives it towards McPhee, and McPhee takes the mark. Wow. And a giant divot as well. Short back towards the middle. Nash, Dyson, Watson stumbles a little. He's tired. Look out. Lloyd got a call from Watson. Sensed the danger. Nash flicks it across to Slattery. Slattery got Perry in the air. Kicks inside the 50. Johnson lurking behind. He's got the crumb. Has he got the accuracy? You bet.
Broken the back here. 3 goals a margin. The coach, Sheedy, and the champ watching on James Hird. He'll be back in 2 or 3 weeks, and Fletcher will be back as well. Maybe, Dennis, you weren't too fanciful. Something could be big happening here as the Bombers make a run for the finals. The day Sheedy waved the jacket, they got into the 6 when they beat West Coast. Tonight, they're going to get into the 8.
Peverill's been outstanding.
McVeigh and Dyson wanted the same footy. Lloyd. Good result in the end.
Just goes to show how much of this game is played above the shoulders. An emotional week with Kevin Sheedy. It might only be 1 or 2 or 5%, but gee, players seem to find something.
Well, yeah.
And what about the Crows next 2 weeks? They've got Port Adelaide, and then they've got to go to Geelong.
Peverill, a high kick. Oh, good mark taken down there by Bock. It might only be 1 or 2 players. I think McVeigh is one of those players. He's playing like a man inspired. He loves Kevin Sheedy. I don't know the pair and their relationship. It just stands out. Knights to Hudson. Over the top with the run of it, Matner. Whoa, down goes Johnson. Good Shepherd put him down. John Cock, Matner, Bock once more. Now, what can the Crows muster? Bock inside the forward line. Burton out number 2 on 1. Slattery wins that duel, knocks it away. Peverill to his own advantage, kept his head. It was a good considered hand pass to Slattery. Slattery to the wing. Diving forward, the mark is held by Massey. Edwards.
No run here by the Crows. They're just waiting.
Well, you're asking a lot now. They're tired players. We're down inside 4 minutes. Knights has got it.
You take your hat off to the Bombers. They've just had a red-hot go. It's been challenged 2 or 3 times.
Adelaide need the finish to this quarter. They had it in the first quarter. They need to kick 3 goals in a couple of minutes. Where can it come from? Hudson to Gould. He's done well, the youngster, well, the 24-year-old playing his first game. He's missed a couple of give-me goals almost. That's a terrible kick. Almost to Welsh. Welsh. He's a good kick, Welsh. What does he do? He's sentenced to Burton. Well, who knows?
Well, that's just disciplined football, isn't it, by Welsh? And I reckon 3 years ago he would have had a shot on goal. That's just maturity. He knows the team thing is to centre it. And good positioning there by Burton too. He's been very quiet in the second half.
Well, Burton was one of those players who got those late goals, didn't he? He scrambled one off his knee almost. Goodwin comes back on, last roll of the dice. Kicks this, they're a chance, misses it, and the Bombers win. Can he kick a 4th goal? The Birdman right in front. He's got it. He's got 4.
Still alive. Well, there'll be some comeback.
Kevin Sheedy has seen just about everything. We talk about how long it's been. To put that in context, he was appointed 5 weeks before John Lennon was murdered. There's the bounce. Out of the middle. Hill kicks it down towards the attacking 50. Stanton. Important mark.
He's had a big game. 28 touches.
Monfries runs on. That's ignored. Johnson lurking behind. Used his body on Matner. No free kick. Johnson. He's a match winner. This time with the left boot. And now the Crows are reeling. Can they make the finals?
Well, you want to talk about some love between McVeigh and Sheedy. There's plenty of love between Johnson and Sheedy too.
It's his 80th consecutive match, Johnson.
Look, I thought he was in a lot of trouble early on in the year, but he's been able to find some form. He's a smart little forward who's so good when the ball hits the ground. But good work. Another set of clearance there by the Bombers. Can't stop that. That's game over.
Three goals to Mark Johnson. He's played 176 of the last 183 games since 2000. Neil Craig, knowing that a finals berth could be going. Hudson, who's been beaten by Hill today, kicks inside the 50. Gill caught. He's had an interesting debut, Hill. Gill, he's done enough, but he didn't kick the goal when they needed a ball up.
Isn't that the classical holding the ball against Gill? Didn't he reach out and pull it back in? Then?
Yep, and try to fend off also.
Bombers go to the MCG next Sunday to take on probably Kevin Sheedy's ultimate rival, the Hawks. They're going to get a few people in the ground. Welsh back to Thompson, to McLeod, back to Knight. Goodwin can nearly go all the way here. Kicks to the front of the goal square. Burton couldn't get a run. Slattery. It's a free to the Crows, is it? Well, yeah. Gill's going to get a free kick right in front of goal.
Now, you think you'd kick this one?
Hang on a second, I can't hear him. You can't hear me, I'll fuck from here, mate. No, I've got the earpiece in. I'll talk to you in a second.
Well, not sure why, but Nick Gill, who's been such a part of this game, over the shoulder too high. Does he finally get a goal? Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, I think he has.
Free kick in the centre of the ground, Essendon.
So he kicks a goal, but it's a free kick to the Bombers in the centre of the ground.
Centre of the ground, Essendon.
So,
well, I think that was Damien Peverill and Nick Gill going at each other. They would have done pre-seasons together at Melbourne, and I think they might know each other. There we go.
Well, Burton coming in late, putting him down, and then Lovett Murray, but, well, the Crows probably had very little chance of winning, but it's all gone now.
That's right. Can't be doing that. Now, what's happened?
Does percentage play a role now, Bruce?
They're waiting for the light. David's given them the light. He gets the big jobs. And now it's Hill who comes out wide and Monfrey. So we'll run the clock down with the Bombers. Problems for the Crows. We said the loser would be in a desperate situation. It will be the Crows. Monfrey goes back to Lovett Murray. Lovett Murray holding things up at left half back. We're down to 35 seconds. The margin 12 points. Goes very close to the boundary line. Dyson has given some important run in this final term and kicked a lovely running goal.
They've had some good plays today, the Bombers.
Goes to half forward. Big pack. Laycock on a ride. 15 seconds. Edwards hasn't stopped trying. McGregor has been very good on the forward line. To Knights. Runs forward of the wing. We're down to 7 seconds. Goes across the ground to Perry, to Thompson. In trouble. McLeod. Wait for the siren. Wait for the roar. Isn't it amazing? The coach during the week told he won't be back. He's coached all those years, and one of his finest wins comes in the wake of all of that. And tonight they're back in the 8. Go figure. McLeod after the siren. Percentage could be important. And a Pyrrhic victory after the major victory to Essendon. Let's go down to Ricky.
Mark Johnson had a great last quarter. Big week at the Essendon Footy Club, mate. A good way to end the week.
It's been a really difficult week, up in the air, but to the boys' credit, that was just sensational to have a win. It's just fantastic.
It has been an emotional week. Did Sheeds take this game any different to what he normally does?
No, not really. To Sheeds' credit, he's been fantastic, and the boys lifted. We all owe every single bloke who's there owe Sheeds something for getting us to the club, and that's just a little bit of a repayment.
It must have been a shock on Wednesday morning to get that text message, though.
It's just something you don't really think about, but yeah, happened.
And personally yourself, mate, you really loved getting those couple of goals at the end, didn't you?
Oh, there's nothing like a good goal, so yeah, it felt really good.
Good on you, mate. Good luck for the rest of the season. Good on you, Jono.
He's a real character, is Mark Johnson. What a great stalwart he's been. But Adelaide came and gave their best, didn't they? They threw everything at the Bombers.
Yeah, they were very good. I thought they were going to win in that last quarter. I felt it. They were dominating the centre square, surging forward. And I think a couple of things, a couple of bad mistakes, and the Bombers got their confidence back and their rationale back, why they needed to win, why they wanted to win. Back to Ricky.
I'm with Matty Lloyd, mate. Big win, gets you back in the 8. Yeah, no, it's good. We've lost 3 in a row, Rick, and they're a quality side, the way they run and move the footy, so it's a great win for us. We're pretty happy with the year so far.
It was a real crunch game, wasn't it? You lose today, that might mean the end of your finals chance.
Yeah, we classed it as a grand final today, Rick, and I'm sure they would have the same, so it's a great win.
And personally for you, you've always had Sheeds as a coach. It must have been a tough week for you as well.
Yeah, it has been. It's come as a fair bit of a shock, but, you know, wins like today are making it all worthwhile, I think.
Well, get in there, Sheeds. Enjoy the win. Go, your Lloydie. Tough.
Chris Massey looks on, but didn't he lead from the front, Lloyd, early? So the Crows have got to pick up the pieces. They've got their arch rival next week, and the Bombers have got Hawthorn. It's just that sort of season. Every match seems to get edgier as we get closer to the finals. Wouldn't it be something if the Bombers could make it after what's happened? It was a terrific game. Back with more. It was 117 to 105. Sheedy's Bombers win at the Dome.
When it concerns Kevin Sheedy, after a remarkable week, nothing less than a remarkable game would do. And the Bombers win 18-9, 117 to 16-9, 105. Matthew Lloyd got 5 goals, all of them before half-time, 4 in the opening term. McGregor got 4 for the Adelaide Crows. And Tim Watson, when we look back on that game, 11 points the margin at three-quarter time, both sides kicking 4 goals in the last quarter, but that was never going to be good enough as far as the Crows were concerned.
Well, they really threatened in that last quarter. They took the ball inside their 50 17 times to 9, so they had the opportunities, but when they got there, they just weren't able to do enough. They weren't able to construct their goals, whereas Essendon had Dyson, who went into the midfield, Stanton, McVeigh, and Winderlich, and they were actually able to give him a little bit more run in that last quarter, which was so critical. Here's Winderlich. He just took Van Berlo on, ran around him, and then just screwed the ball back, and he's got great leg power. They rested him. They brought him on at that critical stage. Here's Dyson, who ran out of the midfield as well, kicking a long goal, and these were the 3 critical goals. And then Johnson, who was pushed forward, just a smart in and under player, and he kicked 2 last quarter goals, both snaps in and under, just feeding off the contest, and that was the end of the game. Here's his second goal here, just another snap. And he's a smart player. He spends a lot of time in the back line, sometimes gets pushed into the midfield, but he showed his worth in the forward line late in this game.
Well, you mentioned the inside 50s. Adelaide in that final term 17 to 9, but they didn't take their chances.
No, they didn't. And here's Gill. Now, this is a very kickable shot on goal, and the next one's Van Berlo, who also should have nailed that one. And when you've got all that momentum going forward like they had the ball inside their forward line, they just needed to capitalise on that. It just left the door open for Essendon when they were going to charge. Games are always played at breakneck speed, always ebb and flow, and when they had their opportunities, they were actually able to kick the 6-pointers.
Now, David wasn't sure about Gill's kicking. He proved to be correct with that. That really didn't appear to be an AFL kick, did it? I mean, that was a very strange hybrid.
It's really interesting that somebody could move so far forward in their AFL career,
yes,
and not be able to correct their kicking style. What happens is the ball is a really ugly drop. The ball goes out to the right, the foot follows the ball, and often the ball just sprays off then to the right. And I'm sure they've tried to correct that, because he actually can get the ball. He actually can get the ball. I mean, he's very strong overhead. He pushes hard to the ball, so there's a lot to work with there. But at this stage, you know, that's not kicking at AFL level.
A lot of the Bombers played with great heart today, but I think Mark McVeigh perhaps led in that regard. I thought he was terrific. The longer it went, the more possessed he became.
I agree with you, Dennis, and critically in that last quarter, it was he that went into the midfield and got some really tough possessions and fed the ball out. Ended the game with 21 disposals, not the most out of all their players on the ground, but I thought he was as important as anyone. 5 marks, and he kicked 2 goals too, and that's been a feature of his game. He's been able to push forward, take marks and kick goals. And I think if they were actually able to count their best and fairest votes now, I think you'd find that Mark McVeigh might be leading.
So the Bombers win it by 12 points. Friday, we're back here at the Dome. Friday football, the Western Bulldogs and the Saints.
Previously on Friday Night Football.
To the square. Oh! The Cats are purring loudly.
You scare them every time you come near me.
Good pick up Graham. In trouble, the old stripper Graham.
This is a great moment as an Archer and Hurd.
And the great moments are set to continue on Friday Night Football.
Dogs are coming.
It's just a super kick, isn't it?
The Dogs and Saints take centre stage in a game neither side can afford to lose.
This is what the Saints needed. The roof is on. It's about to be blown off.
Coming up after the Crows and Essendon catch Port's rush for the top 4. Port Adelaide and Melbourne begins at 4:30 today on 7.
I'm lost, can't do my thing. That's why I sing, gimme that thing. Gimme that, gimme that, gimme that, gimme that thing. Gimme that, gimme that, gimme that thing. Gimme that, gimme that, gimme that thing. Gimme that, 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 gimme that thing. Gimme that, gimme that, gimme that thing. That's right.
Students, these wonderful creatures graze constantly, anytime, anywhere.
With KFC's new snack box, you can choose your favourite KFC chicken and chips for just $2.95. KFC's new snack box.
Kmart has spring's fashion essentials with bold prints, vintage dresses, casual looks and fresh polos for men, plus great looks for kids. Spring at Kmart.
The kids were getting bigger, they're 12 and 17 now. Brian decided that we needed to build up.
We needed to increase our insurance to cover the extension and the furniture that was upstairs. We definitely shopped around and we came back to SGRC because they had the best value for money and they offer a great service.
Call 133 233 and see what we can do.
It was initially for the boys, but I think Brian really wanted a pool table and a bar.
So where did you used to teach?
I used to teach at Collingwood Primary.
Oh, I used to play footy for them when I was a kid.
So you played for Collingwood then?
Hey, I never knew that. Hey, Edward. My dad used to play for Collingwood. See?
Now you can really be part of the action with sport exclusively online and on your Telstra mobile. Enjoy live AFL scores and stats, match replays, highlights and more, all on Big Pond Sport.
Party simulation starts now! Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to Jenkins.
Sir, it's jam, sir.
Well, unjam it, Jenkins.
Sir, it's unjam, sir.
We'll make a tester of you yet.
Awesome.
How would you like to win a holiday for 2 staying 7 nights on sunny McDaydreamy Island?
What about $500 to spend at Radio Rentals, SA's biggest electrical retailer?
Wow. Just watch Grey's Anatomy 9:30 tonight on 7.
Then listen to SAFM's Rabbit and Amber show tomorrow morning to find out how to win.
Brilliant winter's day and just a great game of footy. The Bombers in the end by 12 points over the Crows. What a day for Kevin Sheedy's with the Ox.
Kevin, another great performance. Was it easy to concentrate up there with everything that's been going on throughout the week?
It's been a huge week. And, look, it's just one of those sort of periods in life that you sort of look at and get it over and done with and out of the road and try and focus and make sure we can get these boys an opportunity this year. We kept the door open today, obviously. And, you know, there's a lot of spirit. They're a good bunch of young guys with, you know, probably 8 or 9 experienced players and get a little bit of speed into this team and it might light up the fire of the fans.
Matthew Lloyd really set the stone early on, and then Mark McVeigh and Mark Johnson towards the end three blokes that have been around a long time with you.
Well, they are. They've been marvellous players, obviously, and they want to make sure that. I mean, we brought a new player into the team today, which is great to see Scotty Gunland have a crack and get a bit of an idea what the pace of the game is. I mean, it's a long time since we played our first game, isn't it? But yeah, look, from that point of view, it's good, and we've got a lot of players in the middle. You know, we're probably 11 or so players as well that wouldn't have played maybe 50, 60 games, and. You know, 50 or 60 games these days are probably about 40 when we played because you're off the ground for 70%, 75%. So you just got to weigh it up where teams are and in their experience and balance in their actually footy career. And I think this team will do well. I'm pretty sure they'll end up with a good side next year.
Well, thanks for all your time. You're always a pleasure to speak to you, and you always give us all your time. So thank you.
No worries. No.
Thanks, Sheeds.
Typical Sheeds.
Well done, mate.
Typical Sheeds, isn't it? Thinking of the day, but also the future. They're on 9 wins, Essendon, and so are the Bulldogs and St Kilda along with Sydney. And we've got the Bulldogs and the Saints. Who do you fancy Friday night?
I fancy the harder bodies of St Kilda. They have got a good complement of midfield players, and that's where the Bulldogs have been hurt the last couple of weeks.
Thanks for being with us. What a day it was at the Dome.
Yeah, the player was there to be hit, and he went straight through the pack. But Hafey always wanted us to be leaders within ourselves, and uncontrollable sheeties, they're running around, aren't they? Well, with the effort that I have in mind, I'm quite sure that we won't be far away from success. Coach only has a limited amount of time to coach. Hopefully, if basically the chef can get it right, well, then you're doing okay.
It'd be a pink marshmallow, Dawson. And Miller would be a white marshmallow. I mean, that's about where I see those two.
I hope my mum's gone to bed. Yes. National Lip Reading Championships could be taking on a complete new look.
I mean, there were a lot of snipers out there in the 1970s and 80s. All snipers weren't in Vietnam in the 70s.
It's going to be Essendon. You're younger and fitter. Look at Kevin Sheedy.
I said, yeah, it's lovely to come into a spaceship and be welcomed by all the Martians.
Seven's coverage of the 2007 Toyota AFL Premiership.